There we go. Oh, and I've got that in the way. Hey everybody, we're having some, I'm having some little audio issues, but thank you so much for joining.
Every session.
Every session.
You need a word.
We'll just take less painful
Whoa.
Every session. One of us.
What are you
Audio
doing?
issues.
I restarted my computer.
Ah, beautiful. I am Venicelda, and welcome to Fate's Grip. Session 28, and this is Hollow Standings. And with me, my amazing crew. Now, I did notice that Barclays, we're looking at, if you're right there, you're awesome. There we go.
He just wants to be closer to me.
Look, I want to put in a copy of it.
That's really fair. I'm just going to turn this down a little bit. Put that one down.
Let's do a pirate. Let's do a pirate this episode.
Cool. Just making sure the audio is not in your face, or as least echoey as possible. And this one's going to go to the side. And then,
Sound of $1 million hitting the table.
oh yeah.
1,000,001, thank you.
Let's see if that will work out.
Don't touch them. You ruin them.
Cool. Well, before we get started, we have some announcements that we need to mention and announce. Exactly right. I might start with the absolutely ridiculous week that we've had. We've gone up to 450 followers and plus on Twitter, and we just want to thank everybody so much for following us back and chatting to us. We've really made some really awesome connections with so many artists and model makers and just generally great people. But on top of that, we reached we got some Twitch subscribers. I can't even talk. We're overwhelmed with the subscribers that we were able to welcome to our stream, and thank you profusely for our support. Namely, if I can quickly just get this up, we've got. Let me have a look. I'm totally not ready for this at all.
We weren't ready for subscribers. We didn't even know we'd get any. Like, we were just kind of like, imagine if we get one.
Pretty much. We've got. So thank you to these people. Absolute M. Andrew. Amazing. Thank you so much. Brio End M. Thank you very much for that. Brown Ew or Branu. Well, love it. Thank you so much. Craig the Lad. Thank you so much. John the Dragon and Saz the Meeple. Thank you so much. The last two are from Meeples and Dragons, based in.
Hold on, we just got another subscriber. Literally just now in the chat. Thank you, Insidious Risk. And another one. Thank you.
Thank you so
Michele
much.
is just going so great. He's like,
I'm
thank you.
sweating.
Oh my god, that's so exciting.
Holy crap! I'm sorry.
Well, let's not fuck it up.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, look, well, certainly, I'll just read them out again. But John and Saz from Meeples and Dragons, based in Capalaba. Thank you so much for continuing your amazing support. We really appreciate it. And who are the other two again? Insidious
Risk.
Thank you so much.
Who is also a DM. I've jumped into his stream a couple of times. Awesome dude. His girlfriend lives in New Zealand and also plays in his campaign.
Wow.
And they just have the best dynamic in the entire world. It's so cool. I watched them play some games the other night. And then NPC DM, who I have yet to connect with. So
NPC
hey.
DM, amazing. Thank you so much.
Welcome, guys.
Welcome. We hope we can give you a little bit of fun and good times here with Fate's Grip. And we'll connect with some of you hopefully at later soon to get to know you more. Thank you. Cool. Well, look, I'm out of words already. Does anyone else have anything else they'd like to shout out?
Do you want to go first, Laura?
Yeah, Chad. So if you're joining us for the first time and you want to catch up on the campaign, you can check out our old episodes on YouTube. So that's youtube.com/FatesGrip, or just look us up on Google with We're all the Fate script there is.
It makes it easy.
One and only.
So yeah, we just hit our 20th subscriber on YouTube, which is awesome. We had a
Wow.
very touching comment from a lady called Nora Yanez, who's learning to speak English, and she's listening to us and likes the story as well. So
Wait,
it's
what?
very cool.
Yeah, right. She can understand. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So we're like teaching her the English language
Yeah.
right now. So
Oh.
like pressure is on.
Oh, that is not a good idea.
Yeah, cool. I love that.
She now knows how to swear in English.
Yeah.
For the
She knows
most
how to
part.
kill people in English. Anyway, I
Goblins in
just want to say a couple of quick things. First of all, we posted a tweet last night on our Twitter about hitting Twitch affiliate, which actually happened at the end of last session. I went to the bathroom like for 3 seconds, and all I could hear from the other room was, "Hey!" I came back and they were like, going about life as normal, and I found out maybe 20 minutes later. But yeah, I posted a tweet about this, which is amazing. 55 likes, 12 to 15 retweets. There's so many people that are like supporting us. We have someone that has stayed up till 3 a.m. to watch our stream. Thank you, Lemons, from Cosmic Dice. Jumped into their stream today. Awesome dudes. They make terrain. I was like, if we move to tabletop, I'm gonna pay you guys to make us some shit. So please.
That'd be a very cool stream.
I also want to shout out 2 different podcasts. So Michele and I had the pleasure of being on a podcast this morning and doing a dual interview together.
Yeah.
You can find that on twitch.tv/GMsCut. And you can watch us talk about our nerdiness and Fate's Grip and how that all came together. Another thing coming out soon, I don't have a date for it yet, but I got lucky enough to do an interview with DM Zach 007. We talked a lot of shit, but we talked about Fate's Grip, Eberron, we talked about so much different stuff. That's coming soon, and then tomorrow, I believe, Women of D&D are also going to be featuring me on their Instagram, so...
Wow.
Lots
Wow.
going on.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's gonna be a big month.
Yeah,
Okay.
apparently. Unbelievable.
Yeah, crazy.
So another thing I want to quickly mention, I think everyone should, now that people are starting to be invested in the story, is we've been having a bit of a chat as a group, and we realised that we haven't really gotten the past few sessions, quite a few sessions up yet.
Oh my god!
What?
Did you see that? Someone just gifted a sub. I'm sorry. We should
Oh
be
my
paying
God.
attention to
Insidious
our
Risk
Thanks
just
for
gifted a
the-
sub to
DM.
our favorite map maker.
Holy
Wow,
moly.
thank you.
There's
Thank you
so much
much.
going on.
Thank you, Insidious. Again,
Which-
that's super kind.
It's
Wow,
fine.
okay.
Everyone breathe.
Look, we've got to get through this tonight, guys. So,
Okay, we're not going to pay attention to subs anymore. We'll thank you next stream.
Oh, that's- so
I
as I
might
was,
thank you in the chat.
thank you so much, Insidious. As I was saying, the point of it is we want everyone to catch up on the backstories and the journey so far. So what I've started to do slowly, because of again technical issues, is I've interviewed, as a DM, I've interviewed a character. I won't tell you who, and basically their backstory and their journey so far is going to be available on YouTube soon. To then give you all a bit of an idea of where they came from and their perspective on Fate Script so far, as a character and as a person. So super looking forward to interviewing everybody, and hopefully we'll be able to catch you guys up essentially of what we couldn't and didn't record. Okay, what else we got?
That's it.
That might be it.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just like having heart palpitations. It's no big deal.
I think it's time for a break now.
And that's the session.
Okay, awesome. Let me see if I can DM tonight. Well,
You can try.
I can certainly try.
I've always wanted to say that.
Well, let's recap. So, last we left off, you, as Thorum's 5, had opened the prophecies, seeing a vision each That's concerning. You talked with Osei and you decided that you needed a rest and a regroup from the details of your necessary goals. So you went to Hollow Tower, the aerial jousting facility in Shan, in Middle Jura, while Rook, Thurum and Barclays went back to Menades, the dwarven blacksmith, who had promised a set of armour made from dragon scales a while earlier. Waiting for them, however, was Baseliu's influence, even in death, causing pain for Rook, who had made a friend, however small of a time, and Menades was there, devoid of life, hanging in a suit of his own armour. You toasted and saluted him, and you made your way with some of his armour to meet with the fellow party. There you were led to a practice arena while awaiting Regev's cell to meet you there, and you jousted. Gunnar not starting very well on your mount, and Amara being felled multiple times by Barclays, and Rook winning bouts against a newcomer. Bavor, a high elf and childhood rival of Barclays, the Viper in the Bard's College of Swords. But you bested him with winning a large sum of gold from Bavor and taking a break from the challenges and fun of the jousting arena in the Hollow Tower in Middle Jura in Shan. So, looking around you, you see Bavor is sort of using a dry cloth to sort of dampen or dry his forehead. And he's sort of sitting leaning back at one of the seats that is around the outside of this small circular portion of the Hollow Tower, one that is underneath the main stadium proper that houses the competitions. You see this adjudicator of sorts, this young lady that had raised and lowered the flags for your practice, just tending to these flying beasts, the mechanical fly, and the giant eagle, and the vulture, and the griffin, and the hippogriff, all lined up now, resting as well, some pecking at a little bit of water and a little bit of food. And so, Bavolo, after he wipes his forehead, this tall, either lanky or muscular, you can't really make out with the white robes and golden robes that he wears, gets up and sort of gives a bit of a stretch. Well, it seems as though we are at a pause here. Are we to dine, perhaps while we wait for the true competition? Or would you like some more practice amongst yourselves and I can meet you in the arena itself?
Yes, you should meet us later. Certainly that is what should happen.
Very well. Well, kind Dragonborn and others, Barclays, it has been a pleasure. I look forward to seeing us on the open field, as it were.
I'm gonna look at whoever's closest at me and telepathically speak in their mind and say, I fucking hate this guy. I don't know who that is, but it's gonna be the closest person to me.
Roll the dice.
Yeah, do you want me to roll a dice?
Roll a sleight of hand check.
It's telepathically.
Oh, it's telepathic. Never mind. No, you don't need to roll.
Who's the closest person to me who gets that message?
You were versing Barclays at the last, so you're probably still closest to him.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that to him then.
Okay, so you. No, I see. It's good to see you, Bavalo. You did handle that defeat impressively, I must say.
Oh,
Still a gentleman. Still a true rival, no doubt.
My competitive streak knows no bounds, Barclays. I do, however, part with gold quite freely nowadays. I happened to come across some coin simply by luck, and now I'm quite comfortable in my living arrangements.
How interesting. You wouldn't by any chance be holding back up there.
You mean my skill?
Indeed.
You must understand. I'm merely here to practice, not to involve myself in anything too violent. That is for the arena itself. My full might may come into play there, and you may see a different side of me, perhaps one that we may have come across in our youth.
Oh, so there is more, is there?
Oh, there
Been
is
practicing?
and there is a little bit I have hidden, yes. But I will let you wait until the proper moment to find out.
Were you guys like dating in high school or bard college or? I genuinely say that.
He's a bit of a confused.
I put my
Actually,
arm around Amara and say, Bavolo, we have possibly one of your biggest fans here.
I immediately go, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know this guy.
She was just struck. She'd never seen you before till today, but was very impressed by the way you carry yourself and the way
I
you
just shake my
handle
head
your
the whole
beast.
time. The whole time I'm just like,
Can I ask, are you available at some point maybe for some tutelage and maybe show some skill to one of your number one fans here?
I'm gonna, in Barclay's head, I'm gonna say, if you keep talking, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
I did notice you had a little bit of trouble up there, young Amara. If you were wanting a bit of one-on-one time,
Not with you. Thank you, though.
Well, perhaps another time.
Maybe I'll go with the kid, Gunnar. He's better than you, I would say.
Be that as it may, I'm sure he's quite skilled.
I say, is everyone forgetting how I just floored this man?
Yes.
Have I gotten my 680 gold?
You have.
That's 680 gold. You've gotten 20 of that gold. I've gotten 600 of that gold.
Hey, I made the effort.
That's true.
That's true.
That's
That
why-
is true.
That's not how betting works.
Did I need to check Bavalo before and just to make sure, because I asked if he was holding back, but he kind of almost suggested that he has a lot more to...
A lot more gold, yeah, you certainly.
Yeah,
had-
but what
had
about
that
ability? Was he holding back?
Make an insight check.
Yeah. Today I am insightful. 17.
You don't know.
As far as you're aware, he's let on as much as he has wanted to share. You did get a slight hint that there might have been more behind his eyes,
Mhm.
one of bravado perhaps, but that is Bavolo in and out, it seems. So what he seems to be hiding, you're not quite sure.
Okay. Sorry, where did he say he would be waiting if we wanted to catch up?
In the main arena when the competition starts.
Didn't he suggest lunch or dinner?
He did say that, but he didn't specify where.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at Bavolo and say, hey, if you ever need to learn how to fist fight, I'm sure I could show you with your face and my hand.
He sort of chuckles a little bit. Thank you. I'm not a particularly skilled fighter, nor do I want to be, but if I ever do come across need, I know who to call. And we may have that one-on-one time yet.
You guys are getting on so well. I'm impressed.
Barclays, we were so close, and now you just feel so far away. Hey, Barclays, your jealousy is kind of showing. It's a little bit unsettling.
I see. What? How did you enjoy the jousting?
I enjoyed the last round where I didn't fall.
Yes. So, what do you say? What should we do? Do you think we're ready? Could we compete?
Who was going without a net? One of you was gonna go without a net. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Are you all competing then? Little one.
His name's Gunnar.
Gunnar, I am sorry. Will you be someone who will be competing? All ages are invited.
So Gunnar's looking pretty sore and sorry, he's not looking at anyone, just sort of head down, kicking his foot on the ground. Now no one maybe.
If you do, I will make special consideration and perhaps go a bit easy on you. The way you handled that fly, it may not have been something of a professional stance. I'd be a bit concerned for your well-being in the arena, where the true fighters joust.
I'm just looking at Barclays and going like this.
What?
Really?
Well, yeah, in a way, I think he's being honest. If we was to show up and say, yeah, we can do this, I mean, I want to do it, but like, do we want to do this?
I'm
Can
gonna
Can I
watch
say
this.
to Bavalo, since you seem to be critiquing everyone here, what would you say of your performance?
My performance was average, I must admit. I do commend you, however. I think out of everyone here, you would be perhaps one of the few who would rise and perhaps even win the joust.
Well, if you're throwing large sums of cash away, let me know if you want a rematch.
I will. Perhaps on another day, when I've rested from the competition. Are you all entering? You. Will you be performing some skill in the arena with your vulture?
I will be jousting. I may even get rid of that net.
Is that right? The prize itself for the danger as a compromise is the beast itself. How grand you would look riding such a thing in front of your folk.
And are you brave enough to face me?
Am I brave enough? My dear Dragonborn, there is no one brave. That is something I have hidden.
Alright, then when we face each other, they'll cut away the net.
I look forward to it. And he looks at and he looks at each of you. Until then, if you are going to enter the competition, I'd do so quickly. At the entrance, just let them know if you are interested.
Is it about to start now?
Didn't we pay already?
You paid for the practice arena.
Okay, I thought we paid for the competition.
I paid for us to be in the practice arena.
That's right, I told you that you were paying.
But we have a somebody whose wallet is a little bit heavier.
We need to do that. Well, who bet? Who?
Oh no, it's him! I thought it was you. Really got 20 gold.
300 gold. I won 300 gold. So
Yeah.
who am I divvying that up to?
Well, I have the money.
Right.
Give me my money.
And what kind of commission do I get from this? The fighter gets paid, yeah?
That's true, the fighter does get paid. You take 40 gold, so give me 260 gold.
Well, I have 680.
Yeah, so you bet 80 of that gold is not mine. That's yours.
Just while they're working that out, let's go both.
Oh, because he doubled it, didn't he?
Yeah.
You gotta divvy up your prize money. You know
He
this.
just shakes his head in almost appreciation at the scenario.
How many times have you won?
I have won 4 out of my 7 bouts.
That's 3 losses.
It's like a 60% success rate.
A good success rate with the competition in mind. There are many savage beings that give me quite a run for my money. I am humble in defeat, mind you, and I appreciate a good strong arm.
Is there anyone that we should be looking out for? Of course, other than yourself.
Yeah, me.
This one is confident, yes. I'm going to say that, well, I'd say look out for Gert.
Gert.
Gert. The half-orc is savage. He knows not really for rules, but then the jousting arena competition really has no rules to begin with anyway. And I would just be aware, sometimes I like to surprise the competitors with something slightly different.
Oh, now I'm definitely in. This sounds fun.
Sounds
So be sure to keep your wits about you. There are more than just the humanoid races that you can compete against.
Well, I think we're all excited, actually.
That is
Amara
true.
can't hold herself back.
So I see.
It's true. I'm shaking with anticipation.
Well, we'll see you later.
As
Do we?
you will.
Yeah. Well, we just head around to the
Back to the entrance, yeah.
back to the entrance, and
Should we
Should
eat
we?
first?
No. Yeah. Well, should we just say we're with Bavolo? What would that do?
If you say you're with me, they'll probably. Well, they might give you a slight discount in competing. I'll put in a good word for you.
Thank you. Interesting to see how far your reputation extends up here.
I'm a regular. They know me well.
All right. Well, it's good to see you, old friend.
And you. And he turns and he slowly walks out. The now wet with sweat cloth he puts into his pouch, and he flows the white robe behind him, a little bit showy as he turns and starts to walk out and disappears around the corner.
Viper, your friends are rather sweaty.
I'm not saying I'm.
Is it humid up here?
The bout did give you a little bit of a energy sap, yeah.
Maybe it's you really made him work.
How do you know this Bavolo?
I know Bavolo from my past, of course. The College of Swords.
What was with the sword dance? That was weird.
Yeah, that was very practiced. How many times have you done that with him?
How many times have you missed catching it?
We don't miss.
What happens if you do?
We don't know, because we don't miss.
Good answer.
So, yes, that was a blade form. We practiced that in our College of Swords.
What was the College of Swords called?
College of...
Okay.
That is the name of it.
Does it have another name, or is that it?
As far as I'm aware,
Is it
that's
like
what they
Florum's
call it.
College of Swords, or?
Barclays College? No, it wasn't. It was a College of Swords. Yes. Essentially, as a bard, you can train in various different disciplines and go to various different colleges, if you will. Maybe just like as a monk, you can do different monkery, I suppose, in different places. I'm only guessing this.
That's kind of offensive, actually.
Well, anyway.
Monkery.
Yeah, so instead of specializing in instrumentation, yes, it's actually swords. Blade work, entertainment. Can show you anytime.
But I've seen it. I've seen enough. The dance was more than enough.
Were you impressed?
I was very impressed.
I'm good.
I'm gonna say in Thulrum's mind, telepathically, I'm gonna say I was not impressed. And then I'm gonna laugh in his head as well. Oh, I can't. He's got the ring.
You don't. You feel a slight tingle of recognition, and you look over and you see Amara very quickly glance at you and then glance away and give off a little bit of a face of frustration. So you think something was supposed to occur between you two, but you hear nothing.
Yeah, it was.
What I will say is Bavolo was
That's fine.
very aspiring when I knew him. I was a few years ahead. I can't speak for what he's done since leaving the college, because obviously I left first.
He bought himself some swish new robes and moved to the city.
Indeed, they do look swish, don't they?
Were you and he friends?
In a way, yes, we were. I
Pretty
was,
rivalries.
well, I think he aspired, and I was me.
Thorum laughs at that. We should be moving to enter the competition before it starts.
Is that what we want to do? We don't have much time.
Let's go sign up if we're gonna be jousting, and then let's, I don't know, eat.
Did anyone hear from Ragav? Anything?
Gunner? Have you heard from Raga?
Ragav Sal.
No.
We'll see him in the audience.
Oh, he's...
Or one of us could reach out to him if they were so inclined.
Is there anybody in the, I guess the stable or holding area that we're in?
Apart from the beasts, that adjudicator young woman that held up the red and green flags to start the jousting is still just using a brush to slowly brush the hippogriff's mane and back.
Can I approach her?
Yeah, of course. You walk up and she's wearing this short brown ponytail, quite thin. She's probably in her late teens only.
Yeah.
She has this already dirty, weathered-looking face.
You there? Do you have a minute?
Yes, I can help.
I'm wondering if there's any way to purchase those feather coins in this area.
The ones for the towers?
Correct.
Yes, the front should have some. We do sell them, we do have the license to sell them because, as you well know, people do fall off their saddles.
Correct, yes. Okay. Could you point me in the direction of where this may be?
Just at the front where you entered.
And as she's, I guess, brushing the hippogriff, I point towards the eagle that I was just riding. This is a fine beast. Do you maintain it?
Yes, I do.
You've done a good job. Will I be seeing it upon the actual tournament?
Perhaps not. These are more elderly in age. They've done their time. You'll see younger, more vigorous looking beasts in the actual competition.
May I ask, and if a fee is necessary, I'd be looking for another eagle. Could you point out one for me or name one?
One for the competition?
For the competition, correct.
There are plentiful. They will simply give you a random pick. First in, best dressed, I guess.
Can I take this same vulture?
I'm sorry to say no. It will not perform well in the competition. It is an elderly beast compared to the younger, more vibrant and more focused looking, more focused type. You will do better and perform better with one of the others.
Do these just spend the rest of their life here, or?
They're well taken care of. But yes, they
No,
do.
that's fine. But
They do. They when they become a little bit too old to even to have the practice arena, we have a garden for them to live out the rest of their lives in relative relaxation.
do you sell them?
The elderly, no. There are some days where traders come and they collect some of these beasts and sell them in the grand markets, grand bazaars.
Thorn reaches on space says, "What about the mechanical bug one? Surely it doesn't reach the end of its life. Why is it here?"
It is here just simply because if someone has an affinity with the mechanical, simply like Warforged prefer to ride something that is like them. So we cater for all.
There you go. You can keep your bug.
Obviously, the bug does not age. However, it does require maintenance fairly regularly. It does have strenuous activity, and so its gears and its metals sometimes need replacement.
Service.
Somewhat, yes.
Right.
Is there anything else I can help with?
No, thank you. Rogue, anything else?
No, that'll do. Here, I'm not sure what they pay you, but for maintaining this beast, just give her 2 gold coins.
She takes them. It's almost a small curtsy that she does, and she looks up at you and says, "You did well up there, sir." And she sort of quickly turns her head and quickly goes back to brushing.
No, I just appreciate that, and I guess we'll continue.
So, after the practice, what are you doing?
Can we take a moment? Who gave me gold? For the
We need to sort this out.
I gave you 300 gold.
You gave me 300 gold.
Yeah.
So what are you getting back?
For the bet. So
You're getting 600.
600 minus your fighter's fee, so I'm getting
80.
560 back.
So
Don't
I'm
make
getting,
him
I'm
do
getting
math.
40 gold out of that.
Yeah, so there's 680 gold, 80 of it's yours, minus your fighter's fee, which is 40 gold.
That's
That leaves me
nah.
with 560 gold back, and you with 120 gold.
And I represent him as well, so
That's
I
a
have a
rip-off.
handler's fee
Yeah,
as well.
he just he's
Guys, we're all travelers here. We don't need to fight over money. It's gonna be okay.
That was my life up there, so maybe.
There was a net.
There was a net.
Yes, but when I cut that
Actually,
net away, that'll be all
dramatic.
my
While
cash.
we're speaking about this joust, who here is actually planning on not using a net?
Me.
Mate.
Okay, do you both have those tokens of Featherfall that we were given when we first came
I
here?
would suggest buying some of the tokens. as
I
well.
have one if
I mean-
someone wants it.
Yeah, I'll take that off you if you want to die.
I have one. I'm not going to be jousting without a net, so if you would like it, I will give it to you.
I would genuinely like that.
Oh,
I'm going to
Thank you.
pull out my token of Featherfall and I'm going to give it to
I'm
Thora.
going to take that. And then I turn to my companions, I say, Does anyone remember how to use this properly?
Oh my gosh.
You've got to stick it in your.
No, you.
Thor, we fell together.
You.
Do you not remember?
No. No, I got drugged and knocked out twice since then.
If I can
Truly.
remember correctly,
really
you just need to pull it out your pocket and touch it.
That's right. You remember using it the first time you got to
I
Sharon.
explain that.
And you yourself, and was it Barclays that?
Yeah,
No,
it was me.
It was
Before
Thor
I
and
got chloroformed and then knocked out a second time.
Why do
After
you
he-
keep getting chloroformed?
It was only the once.
It was.
Shh.
Barclays, remember, it wasn't 600 gold you gave me.
No, I remember how much gold I gave you.
Why
And
did you
then
just call Thor and Barclays?
Yes, correct. That is a good observation.
Because he's so obsessed with trying to
Who's
take my
drunk
money.
here?
Continuity.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
gonna
What
start,
hey,
like-
wait a minute. What did we get from our bet?
We didn't.
Didn't
end
I
up
get
actually,
something
We didn't
from
actually
you?
end up betting. We said we said.
You were
there
like, I'm
was-
gonna kick your ass, Barclays.
Yeah, and you
I'm
were
gonna
like-
take everything from you, Barclays. You are gonna be nothing once I'm done with you, Barclays.
Barclays. For our bet, I will give you respect
Ah,
and kindness.
two things that are reasonably valuable.
Otherwise, I have this potion of fire resistance that you gave me many months ago. Well, not months ago. A little bit of time ago, and I've never needed to use it, so you can have it if you want. Although, that being said, Thulrum's tried to breathe fire at me before, so maybe I should keep it.
Maybe you should keep it. I will have your respect. Can you do it?
I'll try.
Can I roll on that?
What are you rolling?
Just to see if she's honest.
Are you deceiving?
Huh?
Are you deceiving when you say you'll try?
No.
Okay. She's honest.
Still, I feel I should check. Anyway.
You can still insight check, and I can tell you if there's
Yeah,
like
I know,
anything behind it.
I know.
Like love.
There's no like binding roll, is there? No? Okay. 16.
You're going to try and deceive to see if there's anything behind it.
Nah, I'm being pretty open.
100% Amara.
Yeah, it's all Amara here.
Are we all ready to go and register for the joust?
Alright, I'll give you your 560 gold, and I say you're paying for my beast and registration and my token.
I make a non-committal grunt. I go, oh. And then off we go.
I don't hand over the gold.
Okay.
I make a more committal grunt.
Alright. So, you all gather your things and you start to walk in front of each other, back the way you came, into one of the, similar to what you'd see in the Colosseum, the underground tunnel that leads with this short roof over your head of brick that leads around to the right, and as with the sandiness underfoot, and you make your way back single file, and just a couple of minutes pass before you get to the very front, where there's no longer this half-orc that is welcoming people in and taking their coin. In fact, it's a small, green, huge, 2 ears pointed goblin. He seems to be have one side of his face that's sort of drooping a little bit charred in the face, some scarring. These wide, thin blue eyes, and these bushy black eyebrows, and this very long, thin goatee, and with gold teeth. He's sort of looking up and just mumbling to himself as he's taking money from people to either, it sounds like either spectate, so people come in to pay to look at and cheer others on. There are people that look like they're competitors that have full-blown armor on and their own lances, and they pay and go in another direction. And about 6 people back in the line is Regav Sel, who is talking to a number of different folk. Most of them are either dwarven or human, and they have different coloured robes on. But what's stark about them, what's different, is they are wearing a huge emblem along a different coloured ribbon, and this medallion that's on their chest looks like it represents one a house each. So House Orion, House Kandarak, House Galanda, House Lyranda, House Thrush, House Civis, and the rest as well. And they're in sort of a huddled group, and they're sort of having small talks amongst themselves as they slowly move towards the front of the line. And you're now at the desk, and you see this goblin look up. Yes?
Ah, my good man.
What?
We are here with Bavolo
I am
to
not
compete.
I am not here with.
I'm also not here with Bavolo.
I defeated Bavolo.
And you? Did you? Are you with them?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Oh yes, and
We would
How
like
many
to
rounds
register-
are there?
in what?
The joust.
As many as there needs to be until someone is the winner.
How many? What?
We want to register.
Oh, it's like a knockout thing.
How
So
many
it's
people
just a
have
free for all up there. Everyone's up there hitting each other.
Not at the same time. You're paired.
Okay.
How many people usually register?
At 20.
Oh
Okay.
my god, there's so many.
It's okay, there's 5 of us, so 15. Well, there's 5 of us, so if there was 20 and there's 5 of us, then that would be 15, right?
There's 7 spaces left. I have a line to help. Are you in or are you doing?
Yes,
this
well, like I
Absolutely,
said,
we're
we're
in.
in.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you all in?
All in?
Oh.
Unaware.
How much is it?
It's 15 gold pieces to entry. A prize pool at the end.
Yeah, I'm gonna enter, and I'll pay for Barclays.
I too will enter, and I will pay for Rook. Give him my money, and then give me the rest of my money.
Was it?
Also, Barclays? You were saying?
I was going to say, like, surely Bavolo put his name down here for us.
For you, you're what? I don't know your names.
We're Tholerum's 5.
Okay. And he sort of goes down and a large,
How did that feel just rolling off the tongue?
a large
Feel good?
black book opens up a ledger as he pours through it. He sees some names in there. He takes a minute. Oh yes, Thorim's 5, and Bavolo's signature. I can reduce that to 14 gold pieces each.
No. No, I am Thorum, and I will not suffer that injustice. No.
14 gold pieces or you don't enter.
I'll pay the 14, but what was the full price?
15.
We'll pay the full price.
Oh, 15?
Yes.
I'm paying for us.
Well, okay. He starts taking your coin, so just subtract either 14 or 15 gold. He will take either.
The young lady at the stable below told me I could purchase tokens from here. The feather fall?
Yes, a silver piece a token.
20. How many rounds is there in total between 20?
Depends. Well, 20.
Depends on how badly you do.
Oh, yeah.
If you get knocked out, not many.
I give him 1 gold piece.
Okay.
So that's 100.
That's 100 tokens.
And I divvy him out between the 5 of us, 20 each.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So each of you get. He has enough. It's a large population in Shan, and he has this black chest that matches the ledger in color underneath. In this sort of desk that he has, and he opens it up and just pours his thin green hands through it and divvies out in time 100 feathered tokens, which please distribute them.
How many?
How many did we get
It's
each?
20 each.
Oh.
20 tokens each.
It's a lot of falling.
How much did you? Do you want some money, Rogue?
No, Thorum has this. And I hand him the rest of the gold.
Thanks for
You're welcome.
20.
thanks for looking after your 5.
So you're going to get in total, what, 580 minus 30 minus 1.
Good.
Okay.
So should we, if
But
we've got this many tokens, should we all just go without the net?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
put on a
Let's
show.
do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hopefully none of these
We
people.
always wanted to die.
Hopefully none of these people facing us have tokens.
What? I think you still lose. You fall, you just fall slower.
Well, when you guys fell, didn't you like bounce back up?
Yes.
From the net,
From
yeah.
the net, yes.
No, I mean when you fell, when we first got to Shan and Rook pushed you off to the side. Didn't you guys just bounce back up?
No, we use the tokens.
No,
That's
we
what I
don't.
mean with the token.
Oh yes,
Can
so
I
the
ask
tokens,
the
yes.
the
No, they fell.
goblin guy? Is it goblin?
we did.
Is it goblin?
No,
Yes,
we
I'm
don't.
a goblin.
I'm just kidding.
Are you offended by that?
No. At least I don't think I should be. One question on the rules. Is it if you get knocked off your mount?
You're disqualified.
Right. But if you make it back onto your mount?
There are 3 rounds. 3 rounds for each, and the best of 3 win.
Right, so you're not disqualified if you hit the ground. It's only if you're dismounted. Is that correct?
No, if you're dismounted.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
That would essentially make the competition endless, because obviously these feather tokens mean you are not really full.
Might I ask though, if there's no net and we're dismounted, how do we make it back onto land?
You'll slowly fall. The token has featherfall on it, and that slowly takes you down onto the earth. And then, have you not used a feather token, sir?
I have, but
Well, then you should know. You slowly fall onto the ground, and then you land with feet, if possible, if you have them on you. And then the mount is trained
How many
well.
people enter this and don't have feet?
There are 1 or 2, and a war veteran. And then the
so am I to understand the ones that perish here are the ones that don't have tokens?
the ones that perish just get impaled by the lances,
Fair.
Oh,
That's enough.
that's also.
and also fire breathing. Fire breathe done that sometimes too.
Yes. Yes.
Good.
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 Good. Let's begin this.
I still have that potion.
Okay, you have your tokens, and by this stage, Regev and the contingency around him has come to the front. The other, I guess, representatives, it seems, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 of them in total, are just off to the side. They've paid entry, you've overheard, to spectate. And Regav's cell comes over to you just beside the desk. Oh, hello! How are you? It's been not long, but I'm very happy and pleased to see you all. Why did we meet here?
We're gonna joust.
Because you're going to place bets on us and win. We need to get your shop up and running.
Oh, you did that. You're going into danger for me. I didn't think that was in you, but I really
That's all we had ever
appreciate
done
it.
around you,
Thank you
Regav.
many times, so it
Yeah.
is in our nature to be yeah.
Regav, I put blood on my face for you.
I
That's not a real thing to say.
I hope that wasn't your own blood, but okay.
It was.
Oh, are you all right? Do you need a health potion?
No,
'Cause
I'm-
I can.
I mean, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay.
if you
Her
have
ego's just a little bruised. That's
I'm
all
gonna
right.
might though. Gonna we went into practice and he fell off quite a few times.
Oh dear, I have a spare. It's a small one, but you can have it.
It's okay.
Okay. Oh, hey, I have to introduce you. And he sort of points over to the group of 12 that are just observing now, and some of them are whispering to each other. These are Sharn's representatives of the 12 houses in Corvair. There is House Madani, House Thrush, House Vidalis, House Jarasco, House Galanda, House Kenneth, I'm not finished. House Orion, House Civis, House Denieth, House Philarn, House Thurani, House Lyrander, and House Kandar. They're all here to watch you.
That's a lot of names.
fantastic.
They have also heard of your feats and your. I may have shared a little bit about what you've done for me. You're gathering quite a name in Sharon. I hope that's okay.
What do they call us?
By name, hopefully.
No, I mean like as a group. Do they call us by a name as a group?
Not that I'm aware of. I didn't know you had something in mind.
No, we don't.
Oh,
We don't.
okay.
I look down to my boots and I look back up at Gav and say, "Pray tell, why did you tell them about my feet?"
So everyone here is actually that some of them want to talk to you. With the amount of help you've given Sharn, I don't know if you're aware, but I'm sure you are knowing of these people already, Barclays. But Dragon Mark houses can bestow certain things and adorn tattoos on you, and these tattoos can give you a little bit of power. And they've had a chat amongst themselves, and they said that that's something that they might want to thank you with, especially from what you've done with the Venerable.
My friends, this is a big deal. A dragon mark is very powerful.
Yes, Ragav, you're smart to do this. If your friends are here for some time, I wouldn't mind speaking to the ambassador of House Orion.
Just a representative of Sharn. Yeah, House Orion, the House of the Dragon Mark of Passage, Thorny, and he just sort of waves, and coming up to you is a human. He has just very short cropped red hair, thin. He looks quite young, and you can see the beginnings of what looked to be an extremely intricate tattoo that's glowing slightly beneath the back of his white shirt. You can almost see it through the white shirt of a dragon mark. And even you, Rook, haven't come across someone with such an intricate one, such one of power. But you're aware, as are probably most of you. Thorum, I'll get you to make a history check for me of these dragon marks. Everyone else is pretty au fait with essentially the meaning behind these. Special envoys, agents, and honourable patrons of each house can be rewarded for their services to have a dragon mark tattooed on them. It is by no means a painless process, and it can take some time. However,
It's a 14.
14? Yeah, you're probably all good with this as well, Thorin. However, you gain skills, or even to the point of perhaps being able to have a spell that you can cast outside of your normal few that you are allocated even, to do with the skills that the Dragon Mark houses bestows on the rest of the community. And so Forney comes up to you and gives you a bit of an acknowledgement look. House Orion, thank you, sir.
And I reach out to shake his hand.
He gathers your hand up in both, and he sort of gives you a vigorous shake, and he says, "We know much of you and the Chimera and your deeds in the Mournland. We thank you greatly, and we suffered the loss of Agnarak when we heard, as I'm sure you did."
Have you heard any more information about that?
Not myself, no.
Interesting. I appreciate your good faith here. The Chimera have been busy. Victor I have not heard from in some time, but I look forward to having some correspondence with him soon.
I hear Herback is in town, however.
Pleback is, yes. Last I saw him, he was in the Temple District.
That's right. We are in talks with him. He seems to be with an odd group of orcs. They seem to have come from... Anyway, perhaps for a later time this can be discussed. For now, I'm simply glad you are safe.
Thank you, Forney.
But
I must admit I have some information that I wish to share with you that may help House Oren's endeavours along the settlements of the Mortimares.
I can pass that along when the time is right. You are here, however, I'm assuming, for the competition.
Correct. You're absolutely right.
We can discuss this later. However, I wonder if I can gift you and bestow House Orion's greatest honour upon yourself.
Please, that would be an honour.
I see you have a dragon mark on you already. It is innate, however. It is already something that adorns you, but it's without power. I can put that power within you if you so desire.
You have a dragon mark? Where is it?
On the shoulder.
Like on his...
on sort of the shoulder.
It's been there the whole time.
It's like one of our players having pointy ears the whole time and us not knowing.
Oi!
It's on, you're aware. It's a small one that's
Yeah.
on the shoulder and just goes a little bit into your shoulder blade.
I say to Forney, please, that would be a blessing.
This will take the better part of perhaps an hour. Do you have the time now, or would you prefer to do this at a later time?
For the joust, I don't think we have the time.
Do it at the time.
When's the
Well,
joust?
Now.
The joust is in just under an hour.
Oh, it is?
Just under an hour.
Could even maybe get a short rest in.
Half a mark.
If I technically don't go first, I can complete that. Is that right? Or not sure?
Technically, yes. If the rounds
Technically.
if the rounds go for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
If you calculate that if each round needs to be 3 and not 2, because of if the victor doesn't win straight away, you may have the time.
I said to Forney, such a blessing should take its time. For now, I'll attend to the joust.
In which case, you may need to seek us out in our House Orion embassy.
Fair. I
Just
shall do
ask
that.
any guard there; they can point you in that direction.
Thank you.
Good luck in your bout.
Appreciate it.
The others, and he looks around at you all. You each have, and I don't speak for the other houses, of course, but you each have the opportunity to choose a house. They are willing, and perhaps even are honoured to bestow a dragon mark, one per house on each of you. So, I know, my lord, that you perhaps would like a house Orlando sigil.
Yeah, do I recognise our representative from the house?
Looking over, make a perception check for me.
It's your dad.
No, it's his mum. Couch goblin's his mum.
No, I was just laughing at Jordan
Oh.
because I heard a wonderful,
That's
cute
a
little
10.
doggy through the door just then.
A 10?
Yeah.
Doesn't look familiar to you, no. And it's not an uncommon thing for
It's
the
a pretty big
representatives.
house, I get it, yeah.
It's a big house, you
Yeah.
know, so they can travel. And perhaps at this particular moment in the year, and, you know, the representatives do go between cities and towns. This is just one of many.
Okay, right.
It is, however, an older woman.
Yeah.
She looks halfling,
Yeah, cool.
and so she does fit the description of a House of Land representative.
Right.
Older woman, dark colors.
They're mostly halflings. Alright, so I'll just kind of nod towards her and I don't know if she knows who I am.
She comes towards you as you nod towards her. You can see her. She still is without wrinkles. She has this very long blonde hair in curls as it goes down, like a beautiful Goldilocks look, with these small ears, small nose in a button shape, and very large eyes. And she looks up at you with a slightly pink lipstick on her lips. But it has been, it is a pleasure to meet you at last. I am Liara of House Galanda here in Shan, for now at least, until I am asked elsewhere. I would imagine that by now you would have expected to have the mark of hospitality bestowed on you. As such, it is, I feel, time, and you are now worthy for that honour. I am here to bestow that on you when you so wish.
'Tis a special day then, Lady Liara. It's good to see you. I'm representing the house, and yes, thank you very much. I'm actually a little speechless, I think, in a way. This is indeed a special moment. And I actually start to get a little, flustered because, this is a big deal, It's like an acknowledgement of, acceptance, and that you are actually, part of not just the house, but, almost like its inner circle in a way. So I was like, well, okay. So,
You have done much for us, as your compatriots as well. It is about time, and our lady in Gatherhold has given the acceptance of this.
'tis an honour. We are about to go joust, but I will connect with you again very soon. I will look to show my qualities today on behalf of Galanda. And with that, I pop my collar on my cloak, which then turns a brilliant red.
Okay, using what spell?
Oh, it's just my cloak of many fashions.
Oh, good. Okay,
Yeah.
Great. It appears as a bright red and almost shimmering, and she sort of looks at it once and looks towards you, gives you a slight up and down gaze, and she says, "Impressive."
I kind of smile at her, and I might use what is it?
Prestidigitation.
Yeah, just for a twinkle in my.
Okay.
Yeah.
She gives you a nod and then turns to Amara, Thorum, and Gunnar, and she says, "The other houses are here because they are aware that you perhaps do not represent or follow a particular house as such. However, as discussed with Ragav Sel, a very well-known enchanter in the city and one that aids us greatly, he has given his word that bestowing a mark on yourselves would be the highest honor you can do for them, and so you can choose who you would like to have as a special guest, I guess, in their hold, in their circle. If you would like, I can describe for you in a bit more detail as to each of the houses and what they do. Perhaps we can find a special skill that is friendly towards your own skills."
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't have a house.
Whichever house endorses me will also be endorsing the Temple of Ada.
They are without religion, sir. However, they will respect whatever means of faith that you do follow.
Let me put this in another way. Whoever gives me a dragon mark, I'm going to run around all of the land with that dragon mark talking about Ado.
They are aware that religion and the houses can mix if necessary. Though I hope you are understanding in that the house that you choose will not simply follow your faith. They will simply go about their usual business.
I already have a tattoo, but it's not a dragon mark tattoo. Do I have to get an entirely new tattoo?
Absolutely not. We can simply add it on another portion of your body.
How are you going to tattoo my scales?
the magic that is instilled
Amara laughs.
within the tattoo itself will be a permanent mark, and it will go onto skin and other skin-like material. Have no fear.
So when one of my scales falls off, it'll grow back with the pattern on it.
That's
This-
how tattoos work.
I'm pretty sure this is not their first dragon mark.
Alright. On a dragon.
They're called dragon marks, actually. I feel like that would have been maybe factored into the name.
We can put it there.
Shall I describe the other houses perhaps for you, so you can have a think about it and make a decision?
Please.
Yeah.
Very well. There is House Madani. House Madani has the dragon mark of detection. Now, actually, yes, I will describe this first. It can bestow you with being able to sense if there are evils and good around you, if there are poisons or diseases around you. House Madani of detection is based in Breland, in Rote, in fact, and its leader Baron Trellid sends his regards and would wish one of you take his house as a mark of honor. As you perhaps become more famous or more well known, we can enhance these dragon marks, by the way, to make them more powerful and bestow more gifts. The next is House Thrush, and it has a mark of finding. With this mark, which is a mark that half-orcs or humans find perhaps more beneficial, you can easily locate certain beings, perhaps travel a little bit easier as well with the spells and the powers that are bestowed. And as you become more intricate with this house, you can even commune with nature itself. The next, House Vidalis, of the late Count Babi, it seems. Sorry, no, it is not. Yes, House Vidalis was her. At the moment, we are seeking the next Archmage to represent in Arcanix, House Vidalis. But to give you a quick idea, House Vidalis represents your animal handling, animal friendship mark. It would be easier for you to calm beasts, or even at more powerful stages of this dragon mark as it enhances, awaken even innate objects to your will. House Grasso represents the house of healing, and healing is one that is based in Carnith, and it simply can bestow more powers of curing wounds and curing diseases, and perhaps even at later stages cure afflictions like a Medusa's gaze turning you to stone. The next, as you're well aware, House Galander, but we have already, I would assume you would choose House Galander.
Does Barclays just start flexing? Like, is that what happened?
This is an honor. Show some respect.
House Kenneth.
With my new abilities, I'll make you some food.
With House Kenneth, the mark of making, which is the headquarters are in several places around Corvair. You can, with these particular powers, identify items that have magical power, perhaps. You can, at the very latest stages of its intricacy, even form something out of nothing. House Orion, I have overheard you perhaps will already be a part of this book, so we shall skip this, but be aware that your travel can increase exponentially as you increase in power. The way that you stride, the way that you go on foot will change forever once the house bestows its gift upon you. House Civis is a mark of scribing as the next house. The gnomes of Zalago own this house, and you can start off with spells that perhaps will comprehend all languages, and perhaps later have more powerful versions of sending script and even talking to people in there while they sleep.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that last part of that? Talking while they sleep?
Yes, you may be able to commune with those that are dreaming at later stages of the...
With great power comes great responsibility.
House Denaith is next, based in Carneth. They are a mark of the Sentinel, and they can bestow zones of truth, and they can even prevent you from dying in some aspects, protecting you from certain evils, and also giving you the option of conjuring things to your will. The Mark of Shadow, House Villan. You can disguise yourself with some of their spells. You can become completely invisible, or even conjure illusions that may confuse those who you need to mislead. House Lyranda, the Mark of Storms. You can conjure the elements themselves at later stages, but for now, at the early stages, you can produce great winds or storms with your powers that grow with this mark. And lastly, House Kundarak, the Mark of Warding. The Mark of Warding gives you options to and spells to alert you when others are close, to protect you, or your special items with secret confines which only you can conjure. They can perhaps even give you faithful pets temporarily to guide and protect you as well. So those are the houses.
Interesting.
And think upon these. And if you are and want to take advantage of our gift, seek us out. We will be in Shan in our own embassies, if now is not the best time to make the decision. You can only have one dragon mark in your life, so choose wisely. Like I said, I do not, like Thorny says, we do not speak on behalf of each of the houses, but I am aware of the other houses and what they can offer.
Is it you, the representatives, that will be providing the marks?
That is correct. We have the ability and the powers to do so.
Do you get together?
Do we get together?
Yeah, as a group, go have lunch. Maybe in one of our dragon inns in Galanda.
Our business is very separate from each other. The industries in which we hire ourselves out to the populace are quite diverse. There is simply no need. There are sometimes clashes. House Orion and House Orion and House Lyranda, for instance. House Lyranda being the airship, the owners of the airships. House Orion, being one of the lightning rail, sometimes comes into competition, but we sort those out quite quickly. They're not dealt with violence or with rivalry as such, but by simple delegation.
The reason I mentioned it, we just have the flexibility to come and meet you all together in one place if you're all together.
What Barclays means is that he can't be without me for too long, so...
I see. If that be the case, then feel free to let us set a time perhaps later this evening when the competition is over, if you are all to join, to meet somewhere.
Yes, let's do that. Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, maybe we can get dinner.
Yeah.
Where's the nearest tavern that you own?
What may I suggest? This is not something that we bestow on the general population. It is also not something that we would perform because our equipment is at each embassy. Therefore, my suggestion is we meet at one place, perhaps the Morgrave University. There they have specialised private rooms which we can gather our things and meet without prying eyes. The tavern or an inn is simply too populated.
Can I roll to see if I think this person is being completely genuine?
Sure, inside go for it.
That is a 22.
I'm going to send you something.
Yay! Secrets!
Very much so.
Am I racist?
Good, we're all fucked.
We're all gonna be fine.
I'm just kind of looking at all of these people standing here, going, "Whoa, this is a lot." I don't say that out loud, but that's just kind of what my face looks like.
Okay.
So is everyone feeling okay for the joust? Does anyone need to rest for a little bit, or get something to eat, or heal themselves, or?
I'm feeling good.
Feeling
Feel
great.
good?
Feeling honoured.
Maybe a little rest.
Okay. What about you, Rob?
I'm fine.
Oh, that's right, you won.
I think flawless victory was the.
It's very modest of you.
Well,
Good job. Is there a place that we can all go? Is there a holding place for these jousts?
Yeah, where do the competitors meet?
We
before
need
the joust?
beasts as well. We
As-
don't have anything.
As you say that, this goblin from behind you, as you were talking, yes, well, what you do is you go left, and instead of right, the way you went to the practice arena, you go up a set of stairs onto another level, and that level is the base of where you will gather yourselves in a room with your competitors, and you will then be led out once the competition starts to the arena proper, where there are beasts that are on the field in the sand. The joust happens in the air.
is Ragav and the council still there?
They are.
I turn to Ragav. Sorry, I approach him, and he's 8 foot tall or something, isn't he?
He's 7.5 foot. He's tall. You have
Oh my
to sort
gosh, I
of
keep
look up a
forgetting
little
how
bit.
tall he is.
Furbolgs are massive.
I touch him on the back and kind of turn him in a different direction. Ragav.
Are you trying to say this softly?
No,
Just for
not
him?
really. Just
Okay.
him. Yeah. What could you tell me of this armor I'm wearing?
All that special. I would probably. It looks like it's not just red dragon scales, but I'd need maybe an hour or so with it to really understand what it can do, and perhaps unlock the whatever magic is in it.
And will you be here? Watching us?
I'll be watching the whole thing. I'm super excited for all of you. I hope you don't get hurt.
I'd like to take the time off of you to understand this. Our friend that you directed me to, Menadiz, is the one who created this. And I must let you know before you smile, you found him dead.
I am sorry for your loss. I gather he was a good dwarf. It's a shame how far-reaching Viceliu's arm was.
Well, she doesn't have them now, so.
Oh, we don't know.
Can I roll a religion check? Do dwarves like to be cremated, or would they rather be buried? Would they rather be buried?
Make a religion check.
Do they like to have alcohol thrown on them as they're being cremated?
Yeah, that'd be sweet with. It's a 15.
15. Yeah, you're pretty well aware. The usual method of a funeral, I guess, for a dwarf is entombment. So putting the body into sort of their home, into their home or into the town in which they grew up in, whatever their requests were. Cremation certainly didn't come up in your history, in your thoughts as a way of saying goodbye to the dwarven folk. They see, most of them worship Moradin, and Moradin they see as someone who, I guess, their bodies then go to him, and he greets them, and so looking back, you think that it might not have been the best way to let him go.
Well, we do
Yes.
have something that represents him though.
Yes.
His armor.
He is now at peace, but let us speak of him no more. It is too painful.
Regav, I would, if it's okay with you, I would love to steal a moment of your time away from your company before this joust. These guys are fun, but I don't want too many people to overhear this.
Oh, just us?
I mean, like, these guys can be here too,
Okay.
but maybe your friends could go and take some really nice seats and...
Oh yeah, and he calls them over. They immediately he has a chat to them, and lets them know just to go on ahead. So they pay their due with the goblin, and they make their way one by one to see the joust as they take to the stands and disappear. The line is still fairly busy with people last minute trying to get in and trying to get a seat, but you and Regav are a little bit away from that line now, where you're just outside of the stadium itself, and you don't see too many people passing close by.
Is Osei still with us?
She is. She's just been amusingly just silent with a small smirk on her face. She did seem to smile a little more when she did overhear the dragon marks, about the dragon marks that you'd be receiving.
I'm going to look at Regav and I'm going to say, I don't suppose you remember our friend Osei. Osei, I don't suppose you remember Regav.
Osei looks at him and gives him a bit of just an acknowledged nod. Regav says, Osei, it is good to see you.
Here's the thing. Osei, if you haven't already noticed, is a vampire. Or undead.
Oh yeah.
Good. I'm glad this is
Oh,
common.
I've got
Pretty
this. And
standard
he sort of moves his neck, and around his neck come about 7 necklaces, and they sort of jingle around his neck. Some of them are triangular, some of them are just a jewel. And he goes, well, this one is to detect a particular type of beast. This one is to detect the undead. I have them on all the time. I'm a little bit, maybe a little bit over cautious, but I saw her right away. Because she was with you, though, I trusted that everything was alright.
Okay, I know Rook's done some research, but, you wouldn't happen to know an easier way to help Osei not be afflicted with this curse anymore?
There's definitely no easy way to go about it, but there are ways.
Any you could help us with?
Here's the thing. To get rid of vampirism, there seems to be only 2 ways so far that researchers and legend says. The one way is the obvious one, and you're probably aware of it, but the powerful spell that the most powerful people and very rarely have on them and can cast is the wish spell. I don't know whether you've heard of it, but it is one that is...
Yeah, we've heard of it. Very briefly.
It's super... Yeah, you know about these.
Yes.
So is it
We do
Jim?
not have the power to cast a wish.
We were
Nor
responsible
do I,
in that
and
situation.
for that reason I have
You
to... I haven't even come across someone in my lifetime or heard of someone that is able to cast it. It has its consequences if you cast it as well, mind you. The other way is a little bit more messy, though. A little bit easier to do, but Osei has to be okay with dying.
Oh no,
Isn't she already dead?
I'm not okay with that.
So she has to die in a way that you'd kill a vampire, and then when that happens, and his voice lowers a little bit at this point. I'll just for the brevity I won't, but he does lower his voice. And then after that, using a powerful resurrection spell,
Like one that costs a diamond.
we can she can be brought back to life, and the affliction may not be there. However, there's still a slight chance it could be.
Do you think that the representatives of the house, if you combine them all together, that they would have the power to like find someone that could cast wish,
Find someone,
or even do it themselves?
or they I can talk to them. Are you okay if I meet you at Moorgrave as well? I'm just really interested to see how these dragon tattoos work.
Put it
And
this
then-
way: if they were able to do such a thing, I myself would sacrifice my tattoo for that.
Oh, you don't need to do that. I'm sure they'd be happy to.
No, but like if that's what it cost, I would.
Oh, okay.
Let her sacrifice something.
Okay. I mean, there's a lot more than just a dragon tattoo that you may need to sacrifice if you were going to cast this wish spell. I'll talk to them and see if they know anyone or can actually use their services to look for someone. But be aware, just because you have the dragon mark doesn't mean that they won't charge for the services of finding someone. That can be a hefty price. Yeah. So, if you don't want to go ahead with any sort of this, I will say, then we'll try the wish way.
I would rather not kill her, say if that's okay.
Okay. Well, I'll follow them up. We'll watch your amazing show, and then we'll come back and maybe after we can have a chat at the university. Does that sound all right?
Mhm.
Good.
Hey Gunnar,
Yeah.
thank you so much for letting me know where you were and that you were safe. I am really appreciative of that you continue to make contact. I think of you guys as friends, so I like to hear from you. So thank you.
He like looks at those guys quickly and then like shuffles a little bit closer to him. That actually it was really quite draining on me. Do you know if like there is a way I can maybe recuperate some of my energy?
Oh, like your magic.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. And he sort of opens up this, you can see he's wearing this navy, large, bulky, almost oversized trench coat of this navy blue with this intricate silk design that's stitched inside. And he sort of opens it up and look, and you notice because you're short and you're looking up at him, he has this pocket that in each, it's like these pockets for pens that sort of hang down. In fact, there are vials of different coloured liquids, and he sort of goes around and pulls out a black and grey looking mixed liquid that he sort of shakes it around, and the two colours don't mix. They sort of keep separate from each other. And he sort of hands it to you and says, okay, this can kind of fast track what you're looking for, but it does have a assured it'll be like. Okay. He sort of almost hands it to you, but then it's disappeared completely. The taste is of a mixture of oil, granite, and an afternote of maple syrup.
Oh. Wasn't so bad.
As you finish the drink, I'll just be a second. As you finish it, you feel yourself physically just drained, but you do regain your spell slots. So all your spell slots are back to normal. You take 2 points of exhaustion, please.
Oh! Was it really worth it?
Who knows?
So do that for me. 2 points of exhaustion level. And he says, "How do you feel?"
Exhausted. Probably 2 times as exhausted as I've ever felt before.
Hey, I remember feeling that way once for like a
This is
solid
a- yeah,
3 sessions.
3 sessions. That doesn't make any sense. But I hope you feel better after. You may need to have a sleep, a long sleep. But maybe after that, and maybe another one, it will be better.
I find eating something helps too.
I'm gonna pull out
What?
some of my I'm gonna pull out a bag of dried rations and just kind of shake it.
I'm not a horse.
How's Kips, by the way?
He's fine.
Last time I saw him, he was hiding.
He's right here.
Is he okay?
When you ask him,
Hey Kips, are
He
you
can speak
okay
for
or are you
himself.
still hiding?
You see this small red dragon just scurry above the undergarment of Gunnar, and this sort of small puff of smoke comes out of his nostrils, and in your mind he says, "I'm quite well, thank you. I'm a little bit concerned about the match, but otherwise the safety of Gunnar is of my utmost priority. If you feel like you should give him some protection, I would not say no. I am also slightly of hunger and would appreciate any sort of meal that you can offer. I seem to be quite famished of late. However, I am very appreciative of the beetles that I am offered. They are succulent, crunchy, and tasty."
Is this all happening like, is this taking time or is this instantaneous?
Instantaneous.
I'm gonna look at Kips and say, do you like rations?
Impartial, but I will take them.
Will it do for now?
Absolutely will.
here, here's bugs. You can have some bugs
Can I have a bug?
to feed the gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I look like I would eat a bug?
I don't know.
I'm a vegetarian. I don't know.
I don't know.
Bugs
bug-
are not vegetarian, Gunnar.
I don't know.
I'm gonna take a bug out and I'm gonna say,
I'm not a vegetarian.
As you hold it, it wriggles, and you can feel the legs on either side of your hand just sort of brush up against it. And you
Kips, quick, take it.
you feel, as you're turning your head, you feel very lightly and gently a small maw encompass your fingers, and then suck out the bug beneath, and you hear that distinctive crunch as it devours the
Stop it.
thing.
Why are you doing that?
You also see a little bit of a trickle of like scarab blood on either side of his maw.
For a moment, Kips, you looked kind of scary. Just with the blood.
I used to be before, well, and he sort of turns and looks at the back of his tail.
What's the back of his tail?
He doesn't say anymore. He scurries back into Gunnar's underpants.
Okay, Kips, good chat.
Well, I'll be in the stands, and he turns and Sel pays his, it seems to be 3 silver pieces to be a spectator, and he makes his way up with a wave.
Okay, let's go to this holding room. Let's
Yes.
find out who we're riding.
Let's go
What
to the
we're
holding
riding?
room.
Well, I mean, these animals are probably have their own personalities, so
That's true.
Alright.
they also have names.
As you
Yes, let's go find out its name and then ride it. Onwards.
As you all have paid, the goblin lets you through. You head up the right-hand side, the left-hand side this time, of this great arena. Immediately in front of you, you notice the brick and a set of fine, varnished, dark wooden stairs with railings on either side. As you start to make your way upward, the flight of stairs continues, and you go up 1 story. Don't see a door on what should have been the first landing. It can just simply continues up to a next level, and it continues to wrap around the entirety of this stadium in a very slight curve. And as you get to almost, you see in front of you a hallway, and as your heads gaze upon it, it is long and curved again, with a brick floor. Now you start to hear voices, muffled voices, coming from a door directly to your the first door on your left-hand side, which is slightly open. There are as well a couple of other doors, another one on the left and 2 on the right. A little bit of ways in between each other, about a few meters away from each other. That doesn't seem to have any voices or any noises coming from within. And then at the very far side of this slightly curved hallway, an opening, an archway. And through there, you can just make out what looks to be just open air, and the very top of what looks to be the stadium that you would probably find yourself in. What are you doing?
How many tokens did we get in? Was it 20 each?
20
total.
each. 20
Okay,
each.
cool.
Is there somewhere like where you can see the mounts being prepared, or where you select your mount?
You were told by the goblin that the mounts and preparing the mounts are going to happen on the arena floor.
Right. Is there, and same goes for choosing our weapons as well?
It seems to be the case.
Is there refreshments up here?
Don't see in the hallway itself, but following the set of voices, you sort of look inside the door on the left, and you see a large circular room. This room doesn't have a very tall ceiling. In fact, it's an open ceiling completely into the air itself as well. You see a slight breeze, or you feel a slight breeze past you, and the wind is picking up a little bit more here. As you see, like cocktail tables, tall, thin tables with small circular, tall, thin stands with circular tables, and there seems to be an assortment of undrunken drinks of all types, in tall, thin glasses, in mugs, all gathered around, and on each table you see a group of about 2 or 3 people that are talking and drinking. You see what looks to be a few waiters, or at least just workers of this stadium, bring around on trays large plates of food. They are things that you can sort of pick at. There are cured meats, fruits, hot meats as well, cut into thin slices, in between bits of bread. Water is dispersed among these tables as well. And there are about, as you count them, including yourself, about 20 people that seem to be donned in armor and either carrying their own weapons of lances or none at all, and of different races, of orc, human, elven, gnome, and even a particular one that looks like a lizard folk in a dark blue scaled with a long thick tail on the other side.
Thorn. It looks like you.
I want to look for any women in this room.
Yeah, looking around, you see three.
Are they together or?
They do seem to be huddled to one corner of the room, yes, or one end of the room. One of them is an orc, the other looks like human, and the other looks like an elf. And they're all sort of leaning against the wall. On the outside of this room, there are seats, and there are people that are seated, and they're all simply whispering to each other, looking out. One of them, the orc, spies you, and sort of puts sort of a small gaze upon each of you.
I'm
You
gonna.
walk-
Oh, sorry.
Go on.
I was gonna say I'm gonna look at everyone and I'm gonna be like, well, maybe we should meet some people.
Look out for Gert, the half orc. Apparently he's a big deal.
Okay. I'm gonna
The only
go.
name I know.
I'm gonna go meet the other women.
It
What?
could be a woman.
That's. You said he.
I did, didn't I? Well, I don't know. I've never met Gert. Is this actually? Did the goblin say Gert was a guy?
Yes.
I'm going to call out across the room. Good.
Okay. As you call out this name, you see a little ways off, about 2.5 meters away only, there's large, green, muscular, leather-bound orc. Probably the tallest in the room, probably even rivaling Regacel's height. And he turns, and you can see this gnarly, several fangs on the bottom, 3 on each side, that are jutting up above his face. And you can see that they've actually caused scarring on his nose, his bulky nose that has been punched too many times in bar fights, most likely, and is off to 2 different sides. One of his eyes is white and blank, with a huge scar through it. And he sort of, with these bulky arms and these leather-bound armor on the arms, he has his own weapon, this lance, and he's sort of beating up against the other hand, and he sort of points it in your direction.
I was just wondering which one you were. Carry on. That's good.
I'm gonna go speak to the women. I guess maybe we'll all meet back here in like 15 minutes. Is that okay with everyone? Yeah.
Sure.
Let's go socialize. And I'm gonna make my way over to the women.
Okay. As you do, 2 things happen at once. The first thing is this bellowing voice in the air itself around you, as though through a one of those big, what do you call it,
Megaphone?
megaphones. You got me, Rook. Thank you. Huge megaphones. Just yells, 5 minutes! The 5-minute call! And at the same time, this orc called Gert turns to you and is walking up to you, Thorum, and says, "What, mate?" And that's where we're going to take the break.
So we're going to kill Gert.
What a voice! What a guy!
We're going to take, look, it's 10 minutes too short. Do you guys want an extra 5?
Nah, 10 is good.
Okay, let's make 10 minutes. It's 8:34 at the moment. Let's come back at 8:44, and we'll be back soon, everybody. Stick around. Let's see how they go with the jousting. If you'd like,
No, let's not say how we
if you'd
go.
like what you've seen so far, we'd love to have you support us, follow us wherever we are advertising, I guess. But yeah, we'll see you in 10 minutes, and we'll see what they end up doing. Talk to you
Yeah.
soon.
Alright.
dude, I have no idea, but it's
11,
ridiculous. That one.
We need to get like.
Hello, everybody. We're back. I just had to unmute us. We received some more. I think some more subscribers. Thank you. During that, perhaps I just want to quickly look up what that is. Just while we're waiting for everyone else to come back. I can't remember.
What just happened? Good.
What happened?
Someone did something then.
Oh, I think I
Did
know.
someone just walk in on someone in the bathroom?
Yes.
100%.
This is what happens on live streams.
Beautiful. So.
Hold on. What? Hold on.
What the? Another one?
Someone gifted me a subscription.
Yes!
Do you know who it is? Hold on. We have to shout this person out.
Yeah.
So we actually have to shout this person out because, hold on, they've gifted all of us a subscription to...
Oh, jeez. No, hold on. We have to wait till everyone's actually here now to announce.
Wait, we
it,
all just
please.
got gifted subscriptions by someone in the chat.
Oh,
Wow.
That's
Really?
amazing.
That's huge.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much.
thank you.
If someone could explain to me.
So,
Someone explain to me what that
The
means for me.
person, hold on, wait. The person who has done this, their name is in here. It took me a moment to connect the dots.
Sure.
The person in Twitch, their name is NVCDM, but they've actually followed us on Twitter for a very long time, and their name is the Not Very Confident DM.
Right.
And wow, thank you. Amazing.
Unbelievable.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's massive.
They've
Thank
just
you.
gifted my mum a subscription as
What?
well.
Thanks.
Hold on, wait. I'm just gonna count how many subscriptions this
Oh
person
yes,
has
yes,
done.
yes.
1, 2, 3, 4,
We have an intruder. Sorry.
5.
Brio.
5. Not Brio, then not very
No,
confident.
Brio. They cheered us 100 bits. As well.
Guys,
Guys, that's huge.
That's
Thank you so
that's
much.
massive. Like, this is ridiculous. Thank you.
Cheers. Prost.
okay, get me a drink. Come on.
We'll be,
Something
we'll be-
stiff.
We'll be starting back into the arena very shortly.
We have a wild beast in the
Apparently,
Wow.
yeah. Everyone and their mum gets a sub, exactly.
Literally to the point where the players are now subscribed to our own channel.
Wow.
That's amazing.
This is ridiculous.
Everyone and their mum gets a sub.
That's awesome, right?
Wow, that's so many subscribers. That's like
Seriously.
15 now.
Yes.
That's
it is.
huge. Thank
We
you.
were 6. We were 6 when we started the stream.
Just stop it. Just be.
I mean, don't.
Thank,
do.
don't. But
Wow.
thank you so much.
Look at Sheldon.
It's awesome. It's like,
Yeah.
So, here's the thing.
Yeah.
So this was a deal that was made in our interview today.
Oh yeah.
There was a deal that was made in jest about if I as a player die as the first person in this campaign, I have to dye my hair the color of what people on Twitch and in Twitter vote. Here's the thing.
All shave.
We're not
Red.
shaving my hair. No, that's not even an option. So instead,
Semi-shave.
I'm going to pitch something right now live on the stream. If we get to 50 subscribers, I will dye my hair any color that Twitter and the Twitch stream votes that isn't green or yellow.
Oh my god.
We can mix the
yourself
two
to
colours
green or
together
yellow.
and make blue.
Interesting. I wonder.
50 subscribers,
Yeah.
any color, not green or blue.
What about you
Not
take one of
blue.
those two
Not
colours?
blue, yellow, sorry, huh?
What about if you take one of those two colours away and just use one colour that you don't?
Well, then not green.
Not
it's
green?
not happening.
Okay. So anything but green.
I mean, yellow I can strip, so there's just
Yeah.
no point in you voting yellow, because as soon as I use my shampoo, which is a non-yellow shampoo, it turns white. So
What's
Okay.
Hey, just before you yes.
What?
So
Yeah.
yeah, let's get to 50. Also, something else that I will pitch. if we get to 100,
Oh, geez.
which is a very big goal, huge
We'll all
goal.
die of a heart attack.
Today on our chat.
Correct.
We spoke about how our logo looks like a commemorative anniversary plate. If we get to 100 subscribers, I will make 10 of these plates and send them out to 10 of those subscribers.
Yeah, I
I
like
want
that.
one of those plates.
Yeah.
You
That's
get
awesome.
one. You
We
should
can have
subscribe.
a bit
You
of
can
a
subscribe.
Well,
subscription
thanks
comment
to
Sean.
our friends.
We have to make sure we like our pictures on these, by the
So
way.
if you guys wanna hold me to that,
Oh yeah.
mention me on Twitter,
Twitter.
at FATES Group.
Yeah, definitely. We've got to put the voting out there for the hair, or maybe just mention that that's the deal.
We gotta get to
now.
50 first.
Well, that's right.
And then is it even gonna happen? I don't know.
We'll see.
Can you guys do it?
We'll see.
Our viewers can do it.
Challenge accepted.
Look, you've made me pour this beer really
Okay.
badly.
We're back.
Thank you.
Super appreciative. Thank you so much for everybody that subscribed over the course of tonight, and obviously the last couple of days. Just unbelievable. Speechless.
We just got another one.
What?
So the person we just got is Little Miss NZ, who is
Thank you.
Insidious Risks. That's his partner, who I was talking about earlier.
Oh my gosh. I love
This could happen by the end of the session.
I love this community. I love this community. Thank you so much. Heart goes out to you. Thank you.
Yeah, forever
Alright.
appreciative.
Yeah, definitely.
Cheers.
Well,
Yeah, salute.
with that, I'm going to kill all these guys, so let's head back in.
That's the end of the season.
So you see, as an announcement of the arena thunders through the air, this orc come right up to you, nose in your face. You can smell his beery off breath. You can see a tooth that's missing and just this bit of ooze that's coming out of it. This off mouth odor, and he says, "What do you want?"
I had heard rumors of you, and I wanted to know if you were competing in these bouts.
I sure am, mate. And you?
Oh, I'll be competing.
And what do you got to say for yourself?
I speak when I'm out there.
Is that right? You done one of these things before?
No, I'm gonna do my first one. I think I'll try it without the net.
It's already without the net. Have you not heard? They're changing it up a little bit. Does that not put some fear in your boots there, Dragonborn?
No, it concerns me.
It should, especially if you come up against me.
Yeah. Before I was relying on the absence of the net to raise my reputation and that of Fulthorum's 5. Now I'll have to find somebody to beat.
Yeah? I'll see if we clash swords what that looks like, eh?
I don't carry a sword, I carry a mace.
Is that right? Hope your mace talks.
It doesn't actually kind of talk.
Are you saying that?
I go, no, it sings.
Okay. And his nose sort of pushes you slightly and then out again. I've won 4 of the last 7.
So 60%.
Hey, we know the person. I'm not there.
Can I say to him, your scars, are they from jousting?
Oh, some of them are just bar fights, which all I've won. Some of them are just from the last war.
Which of these scars was from getting hit in the face 7 times with a mace?
The nose.
Oh. I thought does laugh at that.
How did you know I got hit in the face?
It's obvious.
Ah,
I'm
appreciate
sorry, my
it.
friend.
Ah, it's a mark of honour.
Well then, may I mark you to this day?
Absolutely, whatever that means in your eyes.
What do you take a leak on his leg or something like that?
If you've done so many jousts here, any words of advice since this is our first time here?
Yeah, quit now while you're ahead, eh?
Mm.
Because I'll come out on top.
What do you ride?
Many a lady at night. But if you're talking about in the arena,
You must pay them with that face.
Yes. Jesus fuck.
So it gives you a mean look. But in the arena, I ride my own, put in a special favor or two, and they've gifted me a little, just my own pet. You might have to see for yourself.
You're speaking of the beast you'll be riding today, not the woman.
That's right.
Good.
That does not answer my question, but thank you.
We're just in for a surprise, is all.
Are you aware of Bovolo?
Ah, that son of a bitch, yes, and...
And you say son of a bitch as in he's bested you then?
Ah, yeah, once or twice. He's a sharp one. He's dirty as well. I'd look out for him if you're versing him. He doesn't play nice.
Interesting. I just practiced against him and he didn't fare too well.
Really? You must have some sort of trick up your sleeve then. Because for him, he'll do anything to win and gain fame. He cares not for money. He's pretty rich himself. But you better watch your eye out there for him.
He did pay us handsomely. 680 gold coins just for practice.
Don't hold on to that. If he bets again, I'd say bet low against him. Because he's going to take you up on that and take that gold back.
Thorum, I think we may have a shark.
Dragon beats shark.
What? Is this a card?
Scissors, paper, rock.
How do the women look as I approach them?
As you approach the three,
Good segue.
they are all just looking in the direction of now the conversation, where a lot of people are, sort of looking on. But they see you approach and they do stop talking completely and just eye you as you approach. They have stopped speaking and you couldn't really make out their last few words.
So it's like super obvious. Like I'm the new girl that's approaching these people, and they do not want to talk to me right now. Not even that. Just like it's kind of like you know that they're talking about something.
Yeah, they abruptly stop the conversation. The human gets up and she looks like she looks a little bit like she's done this once or twice as well. You see some a singlet on her with underneath what looks to be just a chainmail armor. It looks like she's got some bruises along the sides of her arms and legs, and she's just wearing like a pair of shorts with sandals, and she is wearing like a short curly hair of black, and she looks at you and gets up first, and she is on your level. Welcome. Who are you?
I'm gonna look at them and be like, oh, you didn't have to stop talking. I'm Amara. Hi. I've done this once before. I guess I'm kind of new. Have you done this before?
The one time. I am still practicing.
Okay.
And you are?
I'm what? Sorry?
Who are you?
Oh, I'm Amara.
Nice to meet you, Amara. I am Kimith.
Nice to meet you too. Who are your friends?
She sort of looks back and forth, and she leans forward a little bit more to you, and she whispers towards you. I do not know. I do not. I've simply started small chat. I'm alone here.
Oh.
I don't like the way that they speak. Shall we converse somewhere else?
What do you mean by that?
She sort of takes your arm and starts to guide you to a bit of a.
Okay, I'll follow her. I'm
yeah.
just gonna take her arm off mine and be like, okay, I can follow you, thank you.
They seem veterans and very practiced in here. But
So old.
in a sense, and she sort of gives you a bit of a chuckle. Have you done this before?
No, I practiced upstairs against you might have heard of him, Barclays the Viper of House Galander. Ugh,
The name doesn't ring a bell, but
that's good.
did you best him Were you at all skilled?
I was pretty good.
You'll make a deception.
What if I was good in my mind? No. Deception. That's a 10.
10? Alright. She sort of nods vigorously and says, "Oh, very good. Well, I hope I do not come up against your skill in the battle."
I'm gonna be honest. I'm better at not using weapons. This whole weapons thing is a little bit newer to me.
As is to me, I normally do not like to pick up the sword. I must defend my home when I can, however. Well, nice talking to you. I will fetch myself a new drink. Good luck.
Any like anything you picked up on those two that maybe is a bit of insight in like what we could be looking at?
Ferocity. Perhaps just look over your shoulder. Don't look at what. Always at what is in your drink. Trickery is abound, and sometimes they can put things into your food or your drink to dull your senses.
Is this a common practice in here?
Seems to be some sort of underhandedness that comes with these competitions. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for that. And I'm going to immediately look over at all of my companions and in their heads say, don't eat or drink anything. No one gets to respond. And then I'm going to say, just before she leaves, if I can, I'm going to say, if you want to come say hi to my companions, you may. I guess if these girls aren't very nice, I'm going to go back over to them. I'm going to walk back over.
Well, she wishes you good luck and goes to get herself a fresh drink. What's everyone else doing at this point?
Are we still standing there with is the orc still standing there?
The orc has now sort of moved away a little bit, and is just going back to talking with the other couple of competitors.
And forgive me, what was Barclay's friend's name again?
Bavolo. Oh, sorry. Music's down.
Whoa! It just got real tense in here.
Sorry.
As Amara Praza go, Bavolo may have been deceiving us earlier. He may be a far more accomplished jouster than he let on. I need you to summon that bee thing.
What are you talking about?
Okay, well, if there was anybody who summoned a bee in the last fight, just saying, whoever that person's here with us now, it'd be really good if they could do that again at an opportune moment.
Rook, are you really good with animals?
Yeah, if it was you, Rook, please do it.
Bees? No.
What's a
That
bee?
defeat of Bovalo was pure skill. No bees were harmed in my combat with him.
Never mind.
Anyone else doing anything for now around the room?
Well, it was a call, wasn't it, to be ready?
In 5.
Okay.
It's probably almost at that point.
Yeah.
But you haven't heard any announcement or anything yet. So you do have a couple of minutes to do other things if you'd like to do it.
So we're just kind of like in that open space, there's food and stuff around, that type of thing. I might just go off to the side and just start getting some of my gear ready, that type of thing, just tightening my, belts and stuff like that,
Sure.
type of thing. And then as I'm just chilling, I might just kick back a little bit, pull out my pan flute, and just start playing a tune.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at Thorum and Rook since Barclays and Gunnar of course as well. If Barclays is walked off to the side, and I'm gonna look at them all and say, hey, maybe we should do something to make us look real scary, or at least one of us make look real scary.
That's a good
Make
idea.
us look really scary.
Amara should punch Thorum in the face.
No, I'm already a dragonborn. That's fine.
Hold on. If people are already scared of you, maybe that would actually work. Like, I won't actually.
Give Amara the edge she needs.
I won't actually. Hey. I won't actually punch you. I'll just pretend, and you can like fall down like you do when people chloroform you in the street.
No, instead I'll just win this joust and brag. That's my
Hey, Brooke,
strategy.
Can I pretend to punch you in the face? I promise I won't actually do it.
I have been in a fight before in a tavern.
You're better when you're underestimated. I'm better when I feel confident.
Alright. I shall allow you to punch me in the face.
No, I'm not actually gonna do it. I was just gonna pretend.
Come on, put some effort into it.
I don't actually want to hit you. I just want
Make
to.
it believable, it's okay.
Okay.
Okay, girl.
Oh.
You do what you wish.
And with that, fucking punch him in the face, like straight up.
Make an attack.
I'm not even holding back now.
Make
Like
an
this
attack
bitch is punching him.
Go for it.
Oh no. Oh no. Do I get advantage because he's letting me?
Sure, I'll allow that.
Woo!
Yeah, because he's not going to attempt to.
Yeah.
move away.
That's much better. First one was a 2, just so you
Course.
know. It's an 18.
18. Yeah, that
That is.
will hit. Roll for damage for your unarmed strike.
In his mind, can I say something in his mind as I'm doing it? I'm gonna say fall down. It's 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. You take 4 points of damage. Are you and you hear that voice in your head asking you to fall over.
So 4 points of damage for a punch is pretty good.
Remember to take that off your headphones.
Yep. Unanticipating the amount of damage she's about to do to me, I don't know, roleplay or not. I actually am pretty sore across the face and fall to one knee.
Yep.
And kind of hold it and
In his mind,
pretend,
I guess.
and I kind of smile a little bit as well.
Okay. I mean, it certainly seems believable.
I'm gonna be like, yeah, and there's more to come in the arena.
And I say out loud, I may have beaten Bavalu, but you're the one that I look forward to jousting against.
Is the orc looking at all of this?
He's observing. As you watch over, you look and you see him looking over and just giving some sort of.
Oh, it's a shame. Alright. I'll leave him be then if he's
Alright.
watching.
Cool.
And is that impressive?
Do you say that out loud?
I whisper.
I say back in his head, hey, that was pretty good.
Yes, what I heard.
Also, like,
What can I reply?
you can reply out loud.
Okay.
And in your head, I say, hey, don't call me girl ever again. I'll actually punch you next time. I don't like that. It's Amara.
Well, we succeeded here then. Thank you, Amara.
Thank you, Rook. Goodbye. No.
And with that, after that small show of strength, another
Small.
thunderous voice, the same tone. Competitors to the arena! And with that, you see immediately that the other 15 of them take up their and just tighten their armor, their thigh braces, their sort of they stretch, and you can see them one by one, just looking at each other, glaring, and slowly making their way out in a line towards where so out the door and then to the left, down the hall and outward where that opening was to the stadium. What are you doing?
We're joining that line.
Let's join it up. Yep. All right. As you are towards the back of the line, you make your way in one by one behind the other, and you walk slowly. And as you do so, you see that this sunlight sort of is glaring, the afternoon sun at about 2 o'clock now,
is starting to glare up a little bit. Sort of you were inside for a good portion. The room itself just didn't hold justice to actually how bright it is. And as you walk out into the sunlight, you see, and you shield your eyes for a moment, and you see an enormous platform that you are all now standing on. You see the rows and rows, hundreds of rows of seats that line the inside of this arena, and you watch as at least 1,000, if not more, spectators are now on their feet, and you hear a thunderous cheer and clapping and throwing of coin already of copper and silver onto the stadium floor, which is not netted. It is bare, and it is at the very bottom of this 4 or 5 story platform that you are on. You see at one side of the platform a set of stairs leading downward next to some of the rows of spectators and the audience that lead down to a stable, a large pen that houses a fair few different types of winged beasts, but the same that you have that you had seen in the practice. And you watch already as some of those competitors, well known, are yelled out with this megaphone from nowhere in particular. You can you hear, and there is Gert, and you hear a thunderous roar as Gert waves his hand and sort of beats his fist on his chest and yells. "Rah!" You see now behind you Bavolo, who walks behind the back of all of you and sort of gives a slight wave with a hand. And Bavolo! And you see everyone else, a lot of other people on another side. You hear a couple of boos here and there, but the majority are cheers as they just seem to just want entertainment. And the circus continues as he continues to wave his hand right next to Gert. And you hear a cheer arise as another name comes into play. Doimo! And another male, this lizard folk, comes into the fray, raising his hand as well. And they are very soon led down, and you can see as you head down as well with the rest of the competitors that everyone is now starting to choose their mount. There does seem to be enough for all to choose the same mount if you so choose. You notice that that Gert, this enormous half-orc, takes out a different beast though. This looks like a beast that has eagle wings and a deer-like body, and the head of a weird, pale-looking face of a deer with these wicked-looking sharp antlers. And at the end of these several antlers, two antlers with several points on each one. There's like a little sharp metal barb on each point that seems to have been man-made into it. So he mounts that and immediately goes up into the air after looking briefly at a quick ledger that an adjudicator with a flag of green and red has in his pouch, a particularly tall half elf. And Gert looks over. Well, as he flies away, he yells down, "Well, look who I'm versing first. Go Gert!" Hello, little
Go,
one.
Gert.
Oh, I thought he was going against Bob. My bad. I retract that.
And he flies up.
I'm gonna look at Gunnar and be like, "You're strong and you can do this. I believe in you. Just shoot Mind Sliver at him."
Are there can I just look around to see if there's any officials like looking up and like almost like they're just keep an eye like a real keen eye on the proceedings?
Make a perception check for me.
Can I get on that as well?
Please, make a separate one, please.
That would be that's a 9.
Yep, okay. You do see a platform about halfway up the stadium directly in front of you, so opposite the platform that you had. It's like a landing, like a deck, and on it there seems to be a large gold marble looking desk which has 5 what look to be noble or official looking people that have just parchment all over the desk. One of them has a monocle on, the others, so all of them are either dwarves or humans, and they're looking up and just taking stock of the air above you. You feel like these are judges in a sense.
Yeah, okay.
So, I'm going to take out my flask of holy water, pretend to take a drink out of it, but not, pour a little on my hands and rub it together, and then walk up to Gunnar with a big smile on my face and pat him on the back, splashing some of that holy water on him. And I'm going to stealthily as I can, cast Bless.
Alright,
Yeah.
Well, we slide of hand check.
Slide a hand check.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Oh,
boy.
That's a 3.
It took that long to calculate a 3?
Couldn't
Yeah.
find his sleight of hand.
So, essentially, you all hear this bless. This one word just gets shouted in the middle of this because the crowd is up on its feet in an uproar. So you even then, Thorum, you felt like you weren't heard because of this drowning out of all the people around you. You do see some weird looks from some of the crowd closest to you, as well as one or two of the competitors that you saw in the atrium, I guess, before the battle, before this joust. But they don't seem to take any more notice. So you now have Blitz. Gunnar.
Am I in front of this fly again?
Yes,
Or-
yep, there are mechanical flies. This time they're simply of different colours, but they all look like they are similarly built. Just before I continue with you, what did you roll for your perception, Thorum?
Maybe so 16. My
Okay.
perception.
You see the same landing, but what you also see is to the right of them, you see that on one of the same rows, Regav Cell, the representatives of all of the houses watching, and Osei next to them, talking to Regav in sort of a whispery tone. So you can see that they've found seats and they are observing.
Right. Brilliant.
I'm gonna time myself to this fly again.
Alright, make an intelligence check for me, please.
I have disadvantage on all ability checks.
Can you add a...
8.
Okay. Alright. You tie up a fairly decent knot. It's not a sailor's knot, but it's a double knot.
I'll just wrap it around my arm.
and you feel like it's sturdy enough. It doesn't come undone when you test it.
Okay, kids, let's do this.
May I say, it is a dangerous venture for you to be endeavouring, even for gold. It is unlike you, Gunnar. Why are you doing this?
I've gotta win.
A competitive streak I've not seen in you in some time. What's brought this on?
I've gotta win.
Fair enough. Well, I will be by your side if you need me. Shall we?
Yes.
Every time.
Alright. And make an animal handling check, please.
Three.
Yeah.
Alrighty. You take a bit more time than you would like to get up onto
the fly, even though you've done so before. It's slight buzzing. The vibration of this mount sort of puts you off a little bit, and you're sort of jittery and jumpy on it in your small form, and as you try and get into the saddle, you sort of slip off for a moment. But you do manage to hold on tight, and slowly, ever so slowly and gently, this mechanical beast flaps its many wings, thin and almost imperceptible, to the naked eye. They're moving so fast, and it slowly raises itself. You are holding with one hand as you slightly slip off and hold onto the rope with all might. You start to feel this whatever you've tied yourself with. You look up and you see it starting to loosen, and it gets higher and higher and higher, and you are one leg over the saddle, the other leg simply dangling, and you hear this from the other side of the arena, where you see Gert now with a lance, holding it out, the deer-headed mount, head down, just waiting and just slowly flapping its wings. As you start to make your way up, you're only a few feet off the ground so far, and you hear a, "What about your weapon, sir?" As this half-elf just runs up to you with a standard-looking lance, and just holds the handle up towards you.
How heavy is it?
It's one that will suit your size. It is what would be suited as though a gnome or a halfling. So it is considered it's considered a two-handed weapon, but the fit is enough for you to hold it as long as you hold it close to your body with one hand.
Would it be heavier than 10 pounds?
Yeah, it's about 20-25 pounds. It's pretty
Nice try.
I'll can I cast Levitate on myself?
Yeah, of course you can. Sure. So, what's your intention with this?
So,
Or how are you going to look?
So basically, I'm just going to close my eyes and send to myself, and I can feel myself, feel all of my concentration lifting my body, making me lighter, as if even if I were to slide, I wouldn't fall. I would just move slightly to the left or slightly to the right. I'm not moving in any one direction, up or down. If I do need to rise, I will rise with the mount, but basically I'm creating a weightlessness to my body, so I won't fall.
Okay. So how do you want to be positioned over the mount?
Just normal as I'm sitting, but I might be hovering above it, slightly,
Yeah.
if you look close enough.
Yeah. Okay. So that's levitate.
It lasts for 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Yeah. Sure. It's a concentration spell. Good to
Sure.
know. Okay.
Can
So, please. You're the rest of you, by the way, are simply in that position, looking up at the very first bout.
And so, in flying in the air is Gert, is that right? So I'm just I pulled out one of my blades. I'm just kind of playing with it, just flicking it backwards and forwards, and just doing a little bit of juggling with it, that type of thing. But I intentionally let it actually cut myself. And as I do that, I also put my hand up and then back down again, and I actually cast Bane through that process on Gert.
Casting Bane on Gert.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Can you do me a favour? Can I just have a quick description of that spell, please?
Yep, up to 3 creatures of your choice that you can see within range must make a charisma saving throw. Whenever a target that fails the saving throw makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw.
Okay, so what's your DC?
DC would be...
What's the range on that?
Range is pretty good, actually. Let me have a look. Wait a minute. Actually, no, it's not good. Great question, though. It's 30 feet. So is he higher than 30 feet?
No, actually, he's just in range.
There you go.
So he'll make a charisma saving throw as he continues to rise up.
Yeah, it's 15, by the way. It's a DC.
Good to know. Yes, a natural 1.
Oh.
You have successfully cast Bane on Gert. So
I continue just juggling my blades. To cast Bane, I needed a drop of blood, so that's why I was like juggling the blades.
right,
Yeah.
I like that. Well done. So as you watch, he seems to be affected. So as you rise up now with your weapon and the Levitate spell, in front of you, you see simply sand in a stadium filled with people. The very top of this stadium on the outside are steeples with great big flags that are numbered in the probably 40 to 50 flags incrementally and evenly spaced out the outside, and those are waving. And they are the sigil of Shan and all of the houses, House of Ryan, House of Galanda, etc. And you see people start to, you hear now what seems to be a slow clap, and the clap gets more numerous and louder and louder and louder, and then a cheer rises up as the adjudicator comes into the middle of the platform. Middle of the very bottom, as you both are now about 60 feet in the air. And he is raising above his head a red flag. Waits a moment and the crowd is silent. Green, straight up. And the noise is deafening as I need you to roll initiative. And then
Ability check.
which is an ability check, correct? So do you want to do that for me?
Yeah, not as bad. 10.
You go first.
Not up for initiative.
Saves and attacks.
Yeah, but you go first.
Just listening to the goblin before, he said there are no rules, correct?
That's the inclination that you gathered. Yes.
Okay. I will, holding my focus in my other hand, my small little wooden focus, I will just point it towards him and I'll say, freeze. And I'll cast Hold Person on him.
Old person. What's your spell DC?
15.
15?
Wisdom.
That is.
That's a 15.
Minus.
Yes, because of that. Thank you. And he fails because it was a 15 with his saving throw.
Does that hold just him or him and the mount?
It will just hold him.
Him.
So what happens is you don't move, and you're not moving at this point, and you see that it's immediately the deer-like mount charges and is charging towards you, but without this orc. This orc is held in midair, but just for a moment. And as you watch, the Hold Person spell simply holds them in the place that they are at.
He freezes, so he's paralyzed.
He is considered paralyzed.
Yes.
The paralyzed doesn't necessarily mean that he can tread water or air for that fact.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No. He's just gonna fall.
Yes, he will. And in an instant, the beast goes from under him straight away, and you see, like those cartoons when you see this, and then drop. A face drop.
But it'll be like this.
Yes.
Now, if he's paralyzed, how's he gonna?
He can't.
He falls.
To
And
the
he
to
takes-
the not net
And
ground.
he falls 60 feet, and he will take some damage as you hear the sickening crunch on the floor of this stadium.
Gotta win.
The silence occurred with the crowd immediately as he started falling, so everyone hears the breaking of bone and the groan,
Yeah.
and then immediately after a scream of pain. As
I
he
didn't know he had to be able to move to use the Featherfall token. I didn't know that.
Thorum laughs. Laughs out loud.
Oh shit! I'm rolling high.
I did
I was just killing.
Oh, shit.
Did I just?
it went to
Oh,
you.
Gunner, so brutal.
It just defaults to anyone who doesn't
okay.
so you will.
Oh, cheers.
So, with that, as
Just going to
the
an
only
channel.
sound that you have heard from this Gert was as he landed, and he landed on his head, and his head twists and becomes unusually. It breaks straight away, and it is severed. His mind is severed from his body, and he slumps down.
I've only ever killed in self-defense.
As he is now unmoving on the ground, and you see immediately the adjudicator rushing towards him, and as he looks down, he takes a moment. The crowd is silent, but you hear now the starts of murmurs occur throughout the stadium.
Are the rest of us in the pit?
Essentially, yeah, you're down beneath. Sorry, not beneath, but you're on the sand, looking up at Gunner.
Is
As
there
he's still
other
in his mouth.
competitors in our vicinity?
What's that?
Is there other competitors in our vicinity?
Yeah, they're all there, and they're looking up and down at what's just happened.
Can
They're
I-
also a bit confused.
Mara looks horrified.
Can
I'm gonna let
I-
out a loud cheer. Yes, Gunner! Well done!
Can I turn to just a random who's in earshot
Yeah.
and say, this is my first time attempting the joust on the tournament level. Remind me, are spells? Would I have known that was a spell from what I've seen?
It certainly looked unusual to you. And you've seen and known Gunner to cast spells, so you know sort of what he looks like. And he held his focus out, or he held it close to him. It's a normal procedure, so yeah.
Remind me, what are the rules on using spells in jousting?
It's actually the dwarf that talks to you.
Yeah.
He's close, so he looks up this grey moustache into a short beard. Not this.
Not this as in, if this is obvious, then what shall happen to our friend? What would happen to, not our friend, sorry, the competitor, who is caught using spells?
Are you... look, can you do me something? Can you do a favour for me and roll me a deception check? Look, I'm going to have to take the fact that he heard you say friend.
Yeah.
He looks up at you curiously and says, is he a friend of yours? This is serious. Does he know what he's done?
I don't think he does.
And he sort of looks up and around. He looks at you and says, magic's allowed, but not to kill. And obvious, there are always underhanded tricks, but nothing so blatantly obvious. He's in trouble, that one.
This conversation is punctuated by my continued cheering.
You will hear just one voice in the entire stadium echoing, and that's Thorum.
I'm trying to G the crowd up a bit as well.
Make a performance check, please.
That's your forte.
I'm gonna roll in your
Yeah. Good luck.
Good luck.
Thanks for the help, bro. That's a 16.
Okay. Look, you get from behind you and from dots around the stadium, you get a few cheers, a few almost cautious yells of yeah, and then they look around and then they quieten. You imagine that these people who have come to watch, who might have cheered with you, might not really know what's going on, because they're very half-hearted, but some do follow suit. The adjudicator looks up and yells to yourself, "Down here, please."
As this is going on, I turn to the dwarf and say, "Thank you, friend," and I'm going to wander over to the rest of the group if they're around.
Gunnar will throw his leg over the mount and just descend.
Okay, are you doing that with the mount or just levitating down?
Levitating down.
Levitating down, okay. You do hear audible gasps as you do start to
lower yourself magically. Your mount, the mechanical fly, is still hanging in the air. As you make your way to the very bottom, you land. Silence and murmuring, just a little bit of murmuring occurs in the stadium still. The judges looking up are just frantically whispering things to each other. And make a perception check for me, just you, Gunnar.
Disadvantage.
That's what happens when you drink potions without the
11.
advice.
11. Yeah, you do notice at a door, or it looks like a gate on one other side of the arena. It opens, and through it you seem to notice a number of guards starting to walk out in sort of a line of about 15 or so. With these particular guards, though, although they have a small sigil of Breland on their person, the rest of their outfit is a red leather, a dark red leather. You personally haven't seen this garb in Shan at all, but they certainly seem official. Like they're all carrying what look to be lightweight looking shields and have drawn either short or long swords, and they seem to have like black capes with hidden within it bows and arrows of different styles, crossbows, longbows, short bows, and they all seem to be coming in heading your direction. As you land, this half elf, tall, looks down at you and says, "I must know what occurred here."
Well, I'm not sure. Did I win? Is he okay?
He's quite dead.
Why?
Well, from what you and many other witnesses will probably say, he was held in midair by an unknown force, perhaps his competitor, and simply let loose to fall to his death. Now,
Where's his tokens?
well, he seemed to not have been able to use them. He's been in many before and he's used them before, but somehow something had stopped him.
Yeah, that was me. I stopped him from moving.
A confession.
Yes? What's wrong with that?
Killing, obvious killing is not something that...
It wasn't my intention to kill him. It was just to stop him from moving on his mount so I could hit him easier.
Make a persuasion check for me.
At disadvantage. Oh, that's actually not bad. 18.
18? He sort of looks you up and down for a moment and says, "Your intention was to simply stop him from moving."
Yeah, so I could hit him easier, and I'm still holding my joust. I'm like, I'd accidentally jab him a little bit in the shin.
Okay.
Sorry.
He said,
The goblin said it. There was no rules.
well, there are not.
So what's the problem? I didn't mean to kill him.
No, so it would seem.
You said he's experienced. He doesn't look like he's experienced this before.
If he gets into your face, or if he did, then he was.
But why would I let him do that? That sounds stupid.
So you were working on smarts instead of brawn.
Yes, that's all. I'm like a kid. Come on.
I must discuss this with the judges, if you bear with me. And in a moment,
Okay.
in a split second, he disappears from your view entirely. And you look up and you do all see that the same adjudicator is now discussing what was said between Gunnar and him.
I can't believe I rolled a 14 on my persuasion check. That's crazy.
And it takes probably a couple of minutes. At this point, the murmuring increases and it becomes active talking. In fact, no, that's okay. You all simply hear discussion around you regarding what happened. Is he dead? what's going to happen to him? Is he going to pass into the other round? Is he going to be arrested? That's all that. Well, they're all very confused as to what the next step is. Another minute passes, and you see one of the judges stand. The adjudicator now back in the sand with the guards having a chat. The judge using his voice, it seems, but yelling throughout the stadium. The young gunner passes to the second round, and you hear everyone start to yell, "Yeah!
I won!"
and cheer and wave flags in the air that have come from nowhere. You see a confused-looking Regav and a Say just politely clap, and the other representatives of these houses actually are pretty excited. And you see the tense moment now pass as the still body of this Gert is taken away by the guards, and all that's left in the sand is a small puddle of blood, which the wind sort of moves over the top with the sand, and the guards disappear. And the next round is between the female. So you are then led away back to the rest of the competitors. And
Did you see that, Amara? I won.
Yes, well done. It was very impressive.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
didn't think that was possible.
I saw it.
I'm glad that I don't have to face Gert later on. You did well.
This isn't good laughing. This is me laughing.
You did very well.
Thank you.
so, another two competitors are called, and they face each other. This time, no magic seems to have been used as they clash, and you see one of the competitors fall quite easily to another, and the round ends quite quickly as a feather token is used, the crowd cheering. A couple of names are yelled in the stadium to introduce the second round, as the one that was felled slowly limps towards his mount again and prepares for round two. Another clash, and the same competitor that was felled the first time is a second, but his weakened state getting the best of him. And you see that a cheer erupts once more as one of them is now quite hurt and disqualified, the second out of the competition. A third pair and then a fourth pair continue on. So 8 pairs in total now. Over the course of the next 10 or so minutes in succession, and the competition becomes less now. And next, we have the Dragonborn Thurum versing Amara.
Oh shit.
Amara just like looks at Thor and is like, okay.
Should I kill Thorum?
Well, good luck. I'm just gonna
Hey. Can you not?
kill you. Yes, I will. Won't do a gunner. No.
Thank you. I won't. I won't. I promise you, I won't cast a bee or anything at you.
Yes, please don't gunner me.
Even though you.
Is that a new thing?
Even though you told
Don't
me
gunner
to.
me.
Yeah.
Just outright kill the person. Fuck.
Yeah,
That's not my intention.
I'm gonna get on my mountain. As I do, I'm gonna take out my sigil of Ado and show it to the crowd and use my light cantrip to light it up. Can I do a little lap for show?
Hey.
If you want.
Little light lap?
Yeah, what are you doing during that lap?
I'm gonna hold out my sigil so it shines a light over the crowd. I'm gonna fly a little danger close over the audience. if
Danger
that's
close.
fine.
Danger lab.
Yeah.
What are you writing?
Make a
Vulture.
performance. Make another performance check for me.
Yeah. Am I writing the same thing that I was before?
You can choose different if you want to.
No, I'll ride my griffin.
Okay.
That's a 15.
A 15. Okay. You do seem to perk up the crowd a little bit as you go around. You see a couple of other dragonborn in the crowd without clothing that would represent Ado, but some sigils on their neckline as well, and they sort of give you a quick cheer as you pass them. Some of the crowd do seem to just follow and just wave flags out of simple excitement for the show of passing, and you take your position.
Amara's gonna pull up her cloak,
Mm-hmm.
and she's gonna get on the griffin. Do we have the choice between the 3 lances?
It seems to be this time that it's simply
It's just the one?
the
That's
standard
fine.
lance.
I'm happy with that.
The mounts, however, you have a choice of, and they do differ in skill, but you're not sure as to which.
No, I'll stick with my griffin because
vulture.
and as I like mount my griffin, I'm going to speak in its mind and say, "Hey, like, I could really use this win. I will feed you if you allow me to win."
So you're
I thought you were
going
talking to
with
your
Griffin?
god for a
Yeah.
second.
Okay.
That's what I was on last time.
Yes,
I think.
you were.
Yeah.
What mount would you like, or do you want me to repeat which options there are?
Definitely the vulture.
Vulture again? Okay, sure. So, in this particular round, I need you both to make handle and handling checks first, please.
Ooh. 22.
14.
Okay. Amara definitely gets onto her griffin very quickly, and before you can go into your position, she's already waiting for you after your one round of performance and advertisement as Thorum, and you make your way up 60 feet, adjacent and a little bit away from her. This adjudicator comes towards you. Make a persuasion check, please.
Yeah, and I'm also going to prepare a featherfall token, like, in my pocket.
Sounds good.
Persuasion? 11.
Okay. There's no immediate response from the beast that you are riding. You get a slight reply of just an approval, a sense of approval.
Mm-hmm.
But apart from that, nothing. So, adjudicator is in the middle of the stadium. He holds the red flag, and then the green goes up, and everyone starts to cheer. I need both of you to make initiative rolls, please.
I just see this going so bad. Like, natural 20.
Oh,
2.
That's a 23.
Okay. As you
Mine.
both come to, so you're not doing anything. Well, you go first. What are you doing?
I'm gonna try and knock him the fuck off.
Okay.
Gunner. You're gonna gunner.
Gonna gunner me.
No, I don't want to kill you. I just want to knock you off.
Kill him.
No,
You
kill
go-
me in
We don't
cold
need
blood.
Thorum's 5 anymore.
You speed right up to him. The mount charges in response to the slightest touch of directional change, using the feet and the stirrups of this griffin. And as you come towards you, you're pointing the lance towards him. Make an attack, just a normal staff attack
Okay.
towards him.
My staff is a +1. Do you want me to leave it at that?
Actually, no. Just don't.
Just
ignore-
take the.
Yeah, take it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's good. 10.
And your plain armor is your armor class.
That misses.
That's okay. It doesn't miss, in fact. However, you find that you are hit by the lance, and you see splinters and a crack as bits of shards of wood just go everywhere around you. You feel these little bits of splinters around bounce off your scales, and the mounts are almost past each other, but you do get a shot in. So make an attack roll, please.
Yeah.
Great.
So I would just add my that's like a 7. It's a 7.
17.
No, 7.
7. Okay. Armor class.
Is higher than 7.
All right.
I have a question actually.
Please.
Because we are momentarily within 5 feet of each other and he has attacked me. Oh no, never mind. Never mind. Because
Sounds
it's
good.
on a target
Sentinel.
other than me. Yeah. I
Yeah.
keep forgetting the things. I'm so paranoid because I forgot about the whole movement speed is 0 thing.
Yeah.
And now I'm like,
That's alright. So, as you both clash, the lances are destroyed as they actually both make impact but don't seem to unseat. The force of it pulls you both back and your mounts pass each other. You both are unscathed, and the adjudicator yells into the crowd that's now gathering its form again and is cheering you both on. Round 1, tie! And as you watch, the mounts actually start to glide down again, and you're given new lances. As you ride back up into position. Are you doing anything else between the rounds?
let me double
Yeah,
check.
I'm gonna cast bless on myself. Is what I'm
Okay.
gonna do.
I can't really do anything to myself. Yeah, no.
Are they adding? They're using them unarmed. attack?
Hey, actually, I have a question.
Sure.
Mine's +1.
Is bless a verbal somatic spell?
Bless. It is I'm nearly there.
Unarmed +6.
It
Mine's
is a verbal, somatic, and material.
If I see him starting to look like he's casting something, could I attempt to interrupt that with silence?
For the purposes of this, I'll probably say, if you're going to try and cast bless on yourself, are you going to try and do it stealthily?
No, because I didn't know what you were trying before, and I didn't say I would, so
Yeah.
no.
Okay. In which case, yes, you do.
So, do I need to roll for anything, or can I?
For the purposes of this, I'll probably say do the same thing, and as the green flag raises for round 2, roll initiative. If you win initiative, you can use that if you want.
And if I lose, he gets blessed.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
So
That's
roll
fair.
initiative.
I like that.
Roll initiative.
That was a 15.
That was a 17.
Alright, the bless
close.
holds.
It was close.
The bless holds, and that also means Thorum. What are you doing?
So am I able to use another spell as I roll in, or no?
If you like.
So
You're casting bless, I'm assuming, just before the
Yeah.
charge.
Fuck, I'm gonna die.
no. So I'm going to aim my lance. So if she's sitting right on top of her mount, I'm going to aim my lance at the underside of the mounts. So if nothing was to happen, it would just skim the belly of her mount. And as we approach, I'm going to lock eyes with her steed and shout the command word, roll.
Okay.
So it goes,
Okay. What's the DC of your spell?
that's a wisdom saving
He's
throw.
guttering you.
What's that?
The
It's
wisdom
fine.
saving throw of 13. No, you hit the
13.
I'm
top.
joking, I'm joking.
That's cocked. Okay. Let me just triple check. It was a griffin. Let me just. Oh, come on.
I can't even react, I can't do anything.
That's the last thing you hear.
Okay. That is an 11. Immediately, as you go in, Amara, you suddenly feel, though you thought you had full control over this creature with your amazing animal handling, for some reason, it suddenly shifts and
Can I attempt to,
turns.
like, hold on?
Yes, you can. So as you,
Because I have slow fall as
yeah,
well.
as you flip, I'll get you to make a dexterity check.
I'm also trying to hit her with the lance on the way past. That makes sense.
Yeah, make a
Okay,
check roll
okay,
as
that was
well.
an 18.
18. You managed to just hold on to one of the ropes, but you can still make an attack roll.
So, and I add my unarmed strike to that as well, right?
Yes.
So that's a 25 to hit.
Okay, that'll hit.
So,
Now, with that,
What?
Sorry. So with that, what happens is,
He's hitting the steed though, right? Not me.
No, he's hitting you.
I deliberately, before we did this, aimed my mace at the underside of the steed. So as you rolled and I went past,
He did say that.
He
Wait,
did
has
say
this
that.
created a shadow?
Not enough for you to notice. Everything's happening in an instant. Now, there's one more thing I need you to do. If it automatically hits, which it does, I need you to make a just a straight strength
Death
check to stay where you are.
A strength
A
check.
strength check.
Dope. It's a 15 minus 1, so a 14. Was your DC fucking 15?
Maybe.
Oh no!
Thorum, you make contact, and Amara, you feel yourself pulled back and just let go of the rope, and you feel yourself just flying backwards.
So I have slow fall automatically, and I'm gonna combine that with my feather fall token.
Alright. It's a very slow fall.
I'm like, I'm
She's
gonna make
like
sure.
this.
So like, no, as I'm falling, if I can, I want to make it look graceful and almost intentional. I'm gonna like slowly like drift down and just be like, namaste when I get to the bottom.
Okay. Make a performance check.
What?
Go for a second victory lap.
The crowd is cheering. They've never seen that maneuver, it seems. As you go around, you hear, "Whoa, that was new! Oh, that's great!" And people are just throwing coin into the stadium, and shouting and calling, "Dragon Ball, yeah! Omega!" That sort of thing.
I'm gonna. That was a 10.
Okay. Look, it's not graceful, but it's enough to slowly go down without injuring yourself. And as you land, the adjudicator puts up a red flag and says, "Point to the Dragon Ball," and everyone cheers over the top. Do you want to go back on?
Oh, do we go for a third?
You tied the
Oh, fuck
first,
yeah, let's go.
and Thorum won the second.
I thought I lost. Yeah, let's go. Hell
Okay.
yeah.
So, as you both glide up into the air once more on your mounts, the green flag rises up. Both of you roll initiative.
Oh, no, that was better than I thought. 17.
14.
Alright, Amara gets the upper hand this time. Are you doing anything before
No, I'm gonna
The-
play
the
a
hits.
clean, fair flight.
Flight.
roll
Flight.
to attack?
I'm not gonna play that, but I have to hit first. 17 to hit.
Does not hit.
What?
It does not hit. You smash up against this now
Not even.
heavy plated
Not even
armor
close.
that
Not even
Thorum
close.
has on him. It's funny, it's the first time you notice that it's hit actually metal, and you've not really noticed Thorum have this sort of armor on. You're not quite sure where it's come from, but it's there, and it seems to have taken the brunt of the hit.
Can
Thorum,
I flurry of blows with it?
tell me again what that will do first.
It means that I get to hit more than once.
Would that be considered?
It's a bonus
another-
action.
It is a bonus action.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll let you do that.
Hell yeah.
Since someone was able to do the command.
This is much better. I'm gonna use it's my arm strike, which is the same as my normal stuff anyway. So it's an 18 plus 6, so it's a 24.
That hits.
Just.
Thorum, can I get you to make a Constitution saving
Oh my
throw,
god, are
please?
you stunning striking him? He will.
No, actually, I wouldn't do
No,
that.
do it. Just do it.
I
No
can't do
chance.
Do I
that.
need
Yeah.
to... What am I doing with this?
No, I wouldn't do that. That would be too.
Up to you.
No, because I have just seen Gunnar what he has done. I wouldn't do that to him.
Alright.
That's me being an arsehole.
Okay.
I will, in fact, however, hit him.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't die.
He would.
Pissy ass weak. No, he wouldn't.
He probably would, because he'd be stunned. And he couldn't move, so yeah, he would probably die.
We're not all cold-blooded killers like you, Gun.
But I do get another hit.
Yeah.
It's only 66
Which won't hit
damage.
anyway.
Thora,
Mm.
you. So the first time you didn't do any damage, or you didn't hit him.
I didn't roll for damage, so I hit once
You
out of
did
3
hit
times.
Once though? Okay,
Yeah.
because of the hit, I'll get you to make a just a strength check.
Cool.
To try and hold on as the lance hits, and you concentrating on that, and you manage to deflect it, but you don't see the fist coming out from the other side.
So is this like a saving throw?
It's a strength check.
This is what I had to roll to see if I stayed on the griffin.
Hold on, let me just check my skills before I roll.
You don't have strength there, it's this one. 3.
Sweet. 5.
And you watch as the strike against your face, Thurum, is the tipping point, pushing you off balance. The lance on one side, your weight just leans into that just slightly too much to try and compensate, and the other fist hits you, and you just roll, and you fall. And as you're falling,
I'm gonna wait until the very last possible moment to trigger that feather fall.
if you're trying to time it,
I want to time
make
it
a
so
perception check.
5.
Alright, so what are you trying to time it against?
I just want to time it in such a way that as I get closer to the ground, I hit it, and then I
Okay.
more like slow and look more like I land.
Okay. It's a little bit too late, but you don't do any damage, but you're not as high as you thought you would have been. And as you trigger it, you immediately hit the earth, and it only slowed slightly, and you feel yourself knock the wind out of you. It wasn't pleasant. It wasn't a graceful landing either. But everyone cheers, and the adjudicator says, 1 point each. Final round.
I'm gonna say in Thorum's head, okay, we've seen that we can play tricks on each other. Let's use this last one as a fair, clean joust.
You did do fair, clean, just.
Yeah,
You didn't do any tricks.
I don't hear
I did,
that
I
because of
struck
my.
more than once. Oh yeah, you don't hear that.
I don't
Fuck,
hear that because
I
of
keep
my
forgetting.
No.
But that's not unfair.
Still.
No, nothing is heard as you both remount, head back up, and face
I
each
love
other
that you've got
again.
this block mute on her.
And then
Pretty
once
much,
more,
do not disturb.
the green flag raises, a cheer rises, and your initiative roll, please.
12.
10.
Alright, Thorum, you get the upper hand this time. What are you doing?
Unlucky Amara.
You just remember what I did for you last. No, I'm joking.
I'm gonna cast blindness on her. It's not gonna stop you. You'll know when you're falling.
I want to be.
You'll know when you fall and you'll feel the wind in your hair. Oh my
That
God.
is a
This is the dirty fighting table.
25 to hit.
Do you have to wait? Do you have to roll for blindness? Do I get to save on that?
It's a save, I think. Yeah, it's con save.
Yeah, roll a Constitution save.
Okay, 25 hits. I'm gonna roll my save.
Con of 13.
I'd fail, so I go blind.
You do not see anything. Suddenly your vision clouds, and you are looking around, and you see white.
Am I able to try and find a featherfall token or no?
You know where they are. So
Yeah, I'm gonna pull that out and
Yeah.
straight away pop
cool.
that.
Make a strength check to try and hold on. This will be a disadvantage because you do need to wheel around.
That's fine. They were both shit anyway.
Okay. You fall. You don't feel the mount anymore underneath you as you are just feeling a rush of wind as you're going backwards and your back is to the floor. You don't know direction for a moment. In a split second, you feel true fear as you just don't know
Oh
what
yeah,
is surrounding
Amara yells in complete and utter terror.
you. And as you fall, are you using the token?
Oh yeah.
Boom, straight up, and you quickly feel yourself slow, and you very gently touch the ground.
What's the range on blindness? Is it a ranged thing?
And when it's affected, it's affected.
Oh, okay. So like once I hit the ground, I'm just like
A cheer rises in the air.
I'm like trying to find my way back.
Ignoring.
I'm gonna
you,
end that spell as soon
I'm
as she hits the
legally
ground.
blind.
You see vision once more.
I just like silently walk away.
And the bout goes to Thorum. Why? It's late. Sorry, Thorum. And everyone cheers.
Third lap.
And everyone now almost puts their arm out, and some of them are filled with copper and silver coins, and just are almost throwing them at you. Are you taking any of them?
Yeah, as many as possible.
Okay.
Gold.
You reach into their pockets and take gold.
In total, with the entire stadium of quite a few hundred people, you managed to collect about 210 copper pieces, about 172 silver.
Nice. 210, 170 silver,
and 3 gold pieces.
3 gold pieces.
Are you gonna bring it home, though?
The next bout and the next competitors. Barlow! And you see this tall elf just stride out and mount what looks to be the Pegasus and rises up into the air. And and Rook! And they points to you, Rook, once more. And you watch as the cheer from the crowd and you look up and you see Osei and Regasel. They're like just very excited for you.
I'm standing back, arms crossed, and I cast Slayer's Prey on him. Using a spell.
Sure. Okay.
And then from there, do we pick our mounts or?
Yeah. So what are you picking?
What mounts are available?
They
Same
are
as before.
I'll give them another go. So Griffin,
Yeah,
a hippogriff, a large eagle.
I'll just take the large eagle.
Okay. No, yeah. Okay. So you take.
That's what he had last time.
Yeah, that's fine. So you take the large eagle, and you see that it's very majestic form, a younger version, like the others are, like the other animals do look like the lighter feathers of gold and yellow, instead of the darker colours and feathers that you had practiced on. The more focused yellow eyes, the beak that's quite sharp and long and dangerous, and you hop on top, make an animal handling check.
Is there a stable hand or something that's handing this to me?
Yes.
Can I speak to that person?
Yeah.
Remind me of the rules of dismounting, or dismounted.
You mean if you dismount the opposition, or if you yourself?
Either, I assume it's the same thing. We're knocked off by arms.
Any means necessary. Underhanded is the most proper form. He gives you a bit of a smirk with this gnome.
Interesting. Thank you. And animal handling check.
Yes, please.
Which is 17.
A 17. Okay. You're quite weirdly enough. It seems natural, more natural than you would have thought. As you mount this creature, the saddle very comfortable.
Yeah.
Underneath you, into the stirrups with your feet, and you glide up, and it feels beautiful. The beast is very sensitive to your movement of your feet, and it glides up, and the wind's in your face. It's majestic, and you make your way to the other side, opposite Bavolo.
As I'm leading, I guess the eagle out. Can I cast Zephyr's Strike on it?
Okay, sure.
It's for the purposes, because we're not doing damage, I want it to be a bit more hasty. 30
Someone
feet.
just asked me to wave, so I waved.
Oh, cool.
I guess that's what I'm
Manny.
trying to accomplish. A
Absolutely.
bit more speed on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's visible as you cast Zephyr's Strike. You can see that its form shimmers, and you can see the effect take place. And even then, you hear from the crowd as you start seeing people start to get excited at whatever magical effect has taken place here. As you look, it's almost blurred, this eagle now, as its form just goes back and forth very, very quickly.
Okay. And I jump on my eagle and get ready for the bout.
Alright, you fly up. You hear beneath you, above you, and then on the same level, Bubble talking to you. He says, "Well, Rook, a bit unlike last time. May the best man win."
Yes, my friend, I've heard your stories in the chambers. You are a bit undermined or act a bit undermined against your opponents.
Please, they are the rules of the game. During the practice where no one watches, I am as fair as ever. However, I must maintain my reputation for winning.
I pull my eagle, I guess, as close as possible for a conversation with him in close quarters. And say, then what of it? 680 gold you lost. You wish to make that back? What about a personal bet?
Oh, what do you have in mind, fair ranger?
Well, your 680 gold you lost. Do you wish to make it back?
Of course. And it is only fitting that I do take back my gold.
Try one of these Pegasus.
Is this your mount?
Boral, yes.
Then what's the worth of this creature?
Oh, they are not easy to come by. I have reared this my pet for some time, from a foal, in fact. I would not part with it. I must implore you not to bet on my fair Boral. And he sort of pats it gently.
It would seem only fitting that.
What would I get in return for such a fine beast if you were to win? Something equally as valuable, perhaps.
You'd have to tell me what that would be to you.
What do you hold dear to your heart that I hold dear here? I not know of your past.
A secret, then?
Information is valuable. Depending on the secret, what do you know? Give me a hint. Give me something to sup on.
What the fuck?
I've travelled with Barclays for some time now.
Give me one of his weaknesses, and I will surely
Sup.
give you my steed if I should lose. But if I win, you will tell me his deepest and darkest fears.
What happens if I don't know his deepest and darkest fears?
You're going to need to make a deception check if you're betting on this.
You wanted me to make a deception check?
A deception.
Okay. One moment, please. Okay. 16.
A 16? Okay. He says, well, we have a deal, friend. Tell me his darkest secrets. Should I win, we are in accord. Privately, of course, over some fine wine.
I don't know what that means. Was that a success?
You don't know.
just win. There's no problems.
The bet then, if you're thrown from your mount.
If you should win the 3 rounds, the best of 3 it is, not just the one. Give me a chance, Pharaoh.
Okay, let's do this then.
A deal. Adjudicator, we are ready.
This fucking asshole of a human being. Every time he speaks, I'm just like, shut up. I'm so sorry, but fuck this guy.
Oh, that's
Man.
why I love him so much. Annoys the shit out of you. Love it. I can actually mess with you. He's gonna stick around forever, by the way.
It's working.
He's going to join
Not
the
if
party.
I can help it.
Gonna remember at the end.
Not even like professionally, like personally, as a human being, I hate this guy.
Excellent. Alright, the adjudicator comes out. There is a roar already, as everyone knows Bavolo and is excited to see him and what he can do on his fair Pegasus, this white, glittering, beautiful steed. And he sort of measures his lance and he points it in your direction. And then the red flag shifts. Make a initiative roll, please.
Oh.
It's a nat 20 without the. Yeah, nat 20.
Okay. No worries. So that will beat him. So as you ride up towards him, make an attack roll as you charge.
Which is not so good. Plus 5 is a 12.
A 12?
Yeah.
It hits whatever the lance splinters against his chest, and you see the tip and about a meter of the lance just shatter. But he seems to hold true, and he seemed as at the last he turned his chest slightly around to ricochet the lance off, as though he was expecting that particular angle of attack. It does not unseat him. He gets a strike against you at that point. That is a natural 4. So he will also he will miss completely as you hit first. His lance just sort of goes all reef for a second, and out of striking distance, and you pass each other. The crowd goes quiet as you hit, and he completely missed it. Absolutely. And the adjudicator has his red flag up and says, "A tie! Second round!" And you see the crowd build up again, start to clap. And the green flag goes up again. Make an initiative roll, sorry.
21.
Is that
initiative?
Yes, initiative roll.
25.
25, okay. Is that natural 20 or without?
No, it's
Okay.
not natural. Sorry.
Perfect. He rolled a natural 20. So he's going to get the first strike against you. As he, excuse me, prior to the second round, you were each given a new lance.
Okay, yeah.
Apologies. As the lances clash again, he goes to hit. But what you also hear is a simple favor, and he says to you, "Perhaps you should give me your feather tokens. I need you to roll me a charisma saving throw, please." Hold on, bear with me. Sorry, wisdom saving throw. Wisdom saving throw.
Pretty sure you failed.
Whoa.
Did you roll, out of curiosity, did you roll 2 dice then?
I did, yes.
Why is that?
Slayer's Prey.
Okay, so you get what?
1d6.
Oh, cool. Okay, cool. On saving throws.
On saving throws,
Yes,
yes.
wait.
So it's over 22.
Yeah.
26.
Sounds good. You seem to feel a temptation for a moment to do what he says for some reason, but at the back of your mind you hear yourself say, "That's too dangerous. I'm not going to do that."
Yeah.
And you shake yourself out of whatever he had planned, but the attack still hits. He rolled a 19 to hit.
It hits, yes.
Okay, I need you to make a strength check to stay on your steed.
Okay. That's a saving throw as well?
No, a strength check, not a saving throw this
Okay,
time.
saving check, okay. Which is 8.
8?
Oh, yeah, 8.
Alright, he dismounts you, and you the lance clashes against your ribs
and you can't. You get distracted by his words for a moment, and then see the point of the lance shatter against yourself, and you fall off.
Yeah.
And the feather token is activated, and you slowly fall. Everyone now in the stadium, up in an uproar, cheers and claps and yells, "Bubble! Yeah!" And the adjudicator puts up a red flag and says, 1 point. Bubble! Last round. Or third round, actually.
This time
Third round.
I'm going to fly up to Bubble though.
Mm-hmm.
Not threatening, and I want to speak to him for a moment.
Okay, go for it.
I can see you're here to please the crowd, like a bard, but this round will be your downfall.
Very well. Perhaps we will see when the lancers strike. They give you new lances.
Okay. I fly to my
That's
my
not
edge.
sure, I remember. Okay. As you both go into position once more, the green flag comes up. Crowd roars in favour. Initiative.
Oh. Taylor has a pensive look on his face, which makes me think he rolled well.
Is Barclays near me, by the way, right now?
He is.
Do you like this guy, Barclays?
Which guy?
Him.
He's a performer.
So, no?
I respect other performers.
I didn't ask if you respect him. I said, do you like him?
I haven't really decided yet.
What'd you
Okay.
roll?
11.
11?
Do you
rolled
like
15.
it?
Okay.
I don't really
so,
care.
He gets the
Then we
first
agree. We don't know yet.
We're unsure on how we feel about this individual.
Does the crowd love him?
I don't know.
We'll find
Think
out
they do.
together.
Not a lot.
I didn't mean to kill that guy, by the way. That wasn't intentional.
Thorin
was-
laughs. Oh, we'll tell
It
him.
was overambitious success.
He
A
was-
win nonetheless.
He wasn't supposed to fall off until I hit him.
Well,
Also, I'm pretty sure those Featherfall tokens are supposed to work when they're in your pocket.
I'm pretty sure he underestimated you.
Oh yeah, he definitely did that.
I think that's his downfall.
Oh, that
Literally.
was a good pun you did there.
Wow.
I know.
As you all both talking, you see Rook and Bubble charge. He gets the first strike.
Is it?
Go on.
There's something I wanted to do here, but
Okay.
I don't know if I can do it with this initiative roll.
Let me know. Let me know.
When I was charging in, I wanted to pull tight on the eagle and actually fly up a little bit.
Okay. Are you trying to shield yourself and put the eagle sort of in front so it's harder to hit?
Yes, but at the same time, I want like a slight advantage on looking down on it.
You want to be sort of above him almost, so he
Correct,
has
yeah.
to point the lance
I
up.
definitely
Yes.
did
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine.
Okay.
I can adjust the roll. I'll adjust the roll with what you're doing so that it's a little harder to hit you initially, just so you know.
Okay.
He'll have a -1 to hit you.
I'll let you know what I'm doing
That's fine.
after your roll.
Yeah, sure.
Can't control the camera.
Huh?
That's an
Control the
18
camera.
-1, so 17.
I was
17,
trying to
that
just make
hits.
the eyes at you,
Okay.
really.
As he comes up to you, he almost repeats himself word for word.
Yeah.
He says, I must keep my steed, therefore you must give me those feather tokens.
This is happening again.
13, 5, 18?
18?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine. You shake yourself out of it. He does hit you again though, but he does get. Go on.
So, as I'm
you
above,
Go up, yep.
I want to misty step
Okay.
onto his steed, grapple him and throw him off.
Okay. To do that, you will still probably, because of the quickness of the clashing of the two,
Yeah.
you'll still probably need to succeed on your strength check to be able to do so.
Okay.
Because the lances are still quite long
Taking the impact from
and
that.
they're taking the impact.
Do you want to do your roll first?
I don't need to roll anymore. He's already hit you.
do?
8 again.
And once more, you are dismounted. However, if you're Misty Stepping, you can probably try and Misty Step even as you fall if you want to.
Yeah?
Yeah. So when you Misty Step, you just appear in another location.
As long as I can see the location that I'm going for, I can appear on there.
That will work. So I'll let you do that. So you are starting to fall, and you cast the spell, and you are directly behind him on the steed. Is that right?
Correct, yeah.
Alright.
And I want to grapple him and throw him off.
Okay, make a grapple check. As you suddenly appear behind him, you'll wrap your arms around his neck. He automatically puts his hand on your arm to try and resist getting flung. But make a grapple check. So that would be strength. Make another strength check.
Do I add my +5?
It'll be whatever your strength modifier is. So you have a saving throw and you have a strength modifier. So just make sure you don't use your saving throw.
That's not a saving throw.
It's just a modifier.
It's just an ability check.
Ability check.
Okay, so you got to beat an 11.
11. That's a natural 19. He resists it.
Yeah.
He's gonna. Essentially, it would be his turn again.
Yeah.
You both are basically still up in the air, as it were. So this is continuing. Okay, so let's do this instead. Yeah. Make another wisdom saving throw. As you feel this, another wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
As he seems to whisper something incoherent in front of you.
16.
This time, you feel yourself go rigid. And you can't move. And he looks behind him and he gives you a slight smile and he says, I'll find those secrets out myself. Never mind then. And with one hand he slowly pushes you. And you cannot move. And so you start to fall.
Oh no.
Do I see him fall?
You start to see Rooks slowly shift and now fall off.
And so he's midair?
Yep.
I cast Dimension Door.
Mm-hmm.
So I just walk through and then just... So he's coming straight down, right?
It's coming straight down.
I'm gonna do this. Is there anything on the ground? It's just dirt?
Just dirt. Bear with me while I quickly see the description here.
This
The
could go
creature-
really well
the
or
creature
really
must
badly.
be within 5 feet of you when you cast this spell is a condition.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to do?
Are you trying to get to him?
What are you trying to do?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about...
Are you trying to cast Dimension Door so when I fall through I can't on your end?
No, because that's not how it will work. Because I can't bring you back through the door. So it's only one way. As far as I know, I've never heard of Dimension Door going back the other way. Where you
Correct.
jump out, grab somebody, then go back.
Correct. You'd have to, you'd have to
Double dimension door.
double it. So,
What I'm aiming to do, what I would like to do is cast it right where he hits the ground. Just before he hits the ground, I launch myself out of the door and just like tackle him across the dirt.
okay. So, you cannot gather the feather token because you are immobile. Gunner?
I was gonna let him try and do something, but
Did you have something in mind as well?
I did, but I wouldn't know what you're about to do, so I wouldn't let him fall that far.
Sure.
But you were observing as well.
Yeah.
Can we wind this back? Because I probably should have seen if Gunnar was looking
No,
at the
no.
situation.
It happens in an instant,
Yeah,
to be
okay,
honest
cool.
with you. I'd assume that you're both just looking out for him.
Yeah.
You're both just walking forward now.
It is
doing
a
the same
reaction
time.
to the situation.
I'll just cast Levitate on him. So I will close my eyes, raise my hand, and start to strain, and he will just sort of like hang
Alright.
Like he'll like slowly start to fall, and he'll like he's hit like a random net,
Mhm.
an invisible net in midair.
Okay. As you watch Barclays, you're preparing the spell, but then you see him slow and stop.
Yeah.
And you sort of breathe a sigh of relief as he slowly comes down, and
He's within 60 feet, right?
now he's within 60
Yeah, yeah.
feet, yes.
That's when I'll cast it.
Are you lowering him?
What's happening?
The crowd erupts in cheering, and the stadium is filled with the chants of Bavolo again as the adjudicator looks around him, a bit confused as to why he hasn't completely fallen, but puts up a red flag and says, Bavolo
You're
wins!
just like in the air, like.
And
Yeah, I'll lower him down.
as you lower him down, Bavolo immediately starts to glide towards you on his Pegasus Rook, and you feel yourself loosen up a little bit, and you can actually move now that you're on the ground. Whatever effect has been shaken out of you. Bavolo then comes over to you and with a whisper says to you, so tell me.
I don't see that you've won here.
How so, fine man?
Would I be aware that he cast a spell on me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You wish to won here fairly, and yet you're casting spells. What would the adjudicators above think of your efforts here?
The same as what they would think from your companion, the little one. Doing the same thing and then you hit them. A fight, fair or not, is a fight won. You have lost, friend. I progress.
You could make a
one
name of
day.
yourself here.
Can I hear this?
Make a perception check.
I'd like to point out that I would not be like standing with the group after my fall and all of the other events. I would be as far back in this crowd as
Okay.
possible,
Second
sitting
perception
down
check for the
by
night.
myself,
Alright.
doing my little
I'm
meditation.
assuming that's good.
Sure.
I rolled a natural 20 and a 13, so 16.
16? Alright. Okay. Yeah, you hear it.
Well, I assume I would have been pretty close because I would have lowered him down near me. So wait, let me get this straight. So you copied my move? Is that what you're saying? After you thought it killed someone? So you willingly tried to kill my friend?
Gunnar
I
is
hope that's
actually
not the
correct.
truth.
He was already passed by the adjudicators in question. How would you fare, knowing that this accident may have happened twice now?
I was pardoned because it was an accident. Yours was not.
Oh, don't worry, little man. I had no intention of killing him. We had a wager. I would have simply lowered him slowly.
Would have I remembered that you asked to take my coins away from me?
Yeah, you did remember that.
Yeah. You wished to save me, but asked to take my coins off of me when you tried to cast your spell? It sounds kind of counterintuitive to me.
At the time, I would have tried any trick. It didn't seem to work with your stout mind.
I fear that, as my friend here has already been past judgment, you too should be past judgment before I tell you any secrets of Barclays.
Well, please, talk to the judges then. Tell them of my deeds, the same as yours. Yes, I've copied you, but I certainly wouldn't have intended to kill you, sir. And you are very much alive now. The evidence
Thanks
is...
to me.
Well, had you not been there first, I would have certainly come into your stead. I have a fair man, elf, in this situation. I would not have let you die, sir. There were too many secrets I needed from you.
You also told me that you would learn them on your own.
He sort of gives you a bit of a look for a moment.
When you fuck with the DM!
He sort of gives you a bit of a look in the moment, then smiles and says, "That I did. Had an unfortunate accident, but it seems like that did not come to pass."
Made by your design? Gunnar, as you have yet saved my life, and potentially were prosecuted here, I'll leave this decision in your hands.
What?
Do you feel that he is a fair fighter, or we should let the judgment be passed on him?
Oh, I think we should get the judges down here. Yeah, 100%.
Gunner speaks.
I had to do it all my own. That was scary.
Then that's what it will be.
If you would like the judges involved, very well. Very well. And he looks over. Barclays, your friends are making trouble. I'm afraid
I'm up on the platform.
No, you're down here.
We're in the pit.
You're
We're
all
in the pit.
in the pit.
Oh, I thought it was
All in
No,
the pit.
we're all together.
the whole time I've been looking down instead of been looking up. All right. What's the question?
He says to you, he says, Barclays, your friends are causing a little bit of trouble here. They do not believe that I am fair in my competitive nature. I'm afraid if they cause trouble, I may have to do the same. Almost apologetic look crosses his face as he holds out a hand for a moment and he disappears.
Oh, I think it's the same.
Yeah, just before you do, you can.
Hang on, where are you from?
Where am I from?
Yeah. You're from
Breland.
Breland. Ah, my good friend. Don't be too concerned. Their level of fair is a bit different to what we understand as fair. Your fair and our fair is in front of the people. It's about the crowd, it's about the performance. His fair is out in Breland, you know, where things are harsh, where things are about justice. It's a different place.
As he disappears, I'll get you to make a persuasion check.
Okay, good. Persuasion. I should persuade way more often.
Hell yeah, that's a fucking sick modifier.
Yeah.
Plus 11 or something.
Plus 7.
Alright, so that's 23.
23, okay. You almost see him shimmer out and then in again as he seems to just almost disappear out of existence, and then he reappears back in the same spot. He looks at you. Come, Gunner. Come, Rook. Let us see these judges, us together or separately.
Are they not here?
No, the judges don't. No, the judges are on a platform opposite on the other side of the stadium. They haven't seemed to move or to cause any, seem to, from your vantage point, be concerned about the situation at the moment. The adjudicator did say that the bout was won by Bavolo, and the judges haven't made any moves to think otherwise yet.
So, just a bit of clarity. Are we going through his portal to get there, or are we just going to go see the judges?
It seems, well, it's up to you. I mean, you can do what you want to.
Oh,
Is there a
let's go see
portal?
the judges then. I thought he was teleporting out. He disappeared.
The adjudicator didn't move. The previous rounds he did reappear all of a sudden.
Yeah.
He's not doing so now. He doesn't seem to be phased about what's going on currently.
Okay. Let's do it.
Well, shall we?
Yes, call them down here.
In a moment, the judges seemingly get up and sort of start making their way down the stairs.
Making my way down.
As they appear in front of you, one of the dwarves, an older gentleman with dark, slick, oily black hair and a black long beard. What is the meaning?
We may have some, not just undermined tactics here, but a potential threat to your noble jousting arena. My competitor here, Bolo, has casted a spell on me to paralyze me into my fall, which I may have died from.
May have, but didn't. You seem to be in one piece and alive. That tactic is used quite often. It is an underhanded one, but it doesn't seem to kill. Lavola's used it a couple of times in the past, and He has been fair and not had any us to have any cause for concern.
So then why the indifference between my friend and then this one?
Because he let them die.
Shut up. The little one killed, or the orc in question did in fact die.
Yes, and the competitor here would have left me to die if it wasn't for the interaction and intervention of Gunnar.
It's true. I saved him.
Bavola. You think Bavola was here to kill you?
Yes, he said it.
Did you hear this?
No, I was on the ground.
But we have your word against his. Therefore, the fight continues. I'm not sure if it is simply a matter of you not enjoying the loss, but you have lost, friend. Be honourable in that. Perhaps next time, yes?
How do you conduct
let's all roll initiative.
Wait a minute. What did you have to say, Bubble? What do you have to say? You said you admitted it before.
I simply said that I would have saved him had he would.
No, you said you admitted to saying that you were going to find out the secrets for yourself.
Yes, the secrets of our little wager, Judge.
Should he fall and have an accident? Well, he couldn't have had an accident if you saved him.
Not at all. It was simply if he lost the bout. He would have taken my Pegasus. I would have known some secrets of his. That is all. A simple.
And what secrets
innocent
would you
way.
find from me if I was dead?
Correct. Exactly. Which is why you now live.
Not at your hand, though. At Gunner's.
Well, isn't it lovely and lucky that we have you today, then? Because if it weren't for you, it would have been me to save you. Come now, Rook. Let us not judge ourselves harshly. You fought well, but you owe me. With that, the judge looks between you and says, "I've heard enough. Let the competition continue." And he sort of mumbles an approval from the other judges. And
Can I do an insight check
on whom?
Bavola.
Go for it.
That one.
And with that, the judges go back to their seats. Bavolo.
Not
is-
even like a nah. Just a, and we'll continue with our regular scheduled programming.
You did not gather any form of deception from this high elf, as he celebrates his win with the close crowd. Looking back at you, he gives you a bit of a smirk, looking around at you all, every party member separately. And he
Even
goes
me,
and-
I'm away.
He doesn't see you. He shakes the hands of some crowd
Next to you and smacks.
who exchange coin into his hand. And with that, we have Amara and Rook out of the competition. You three still in. And for different reasons. And you will find out what will become of this arena just next week as we finish up our
Just jousting.
yes, we are just about finished.
Jousting finished.
I'm gonna
Alright.
stop clapping just for that joke. Fucking awful.
I'm so glad. Look,
And clap again.
thank you. But I noticed the time, so I'd love to continue, but I will end it there
Holy
for
shit.
the evening. I know jousting can be a timely thing. I know we all have some work tomorrow too.
Do we?
Some of us. But thank you everybody for joining us. We really appreciate if you stuck around. If you're gonna watch us later, amazing. Please watch the rest of this afterward. If you'd like to support us, please do, however way you'd like. And we'd love to see you here next week and the weeks following. Thank you so much for joining us. Anyone else want to mention anything before we leave?
Thank
I mean,
you.
one last shout out to all the subscribers that jumped on today. That's amazing. Thank you so much for your support, and just anybody else who's going to enjoy us on the adventure that we're doing.
Guys, we
It's
did
really
our first
amazing.
stream as affiliates.
I know, yeah.
Unbelievable. So good. So crazy.
I guess before we lead out, one last shout out to Meeples and Dragons.
Yep.
Who have really just helped us with everything. You know, they post our stream every week. It's just so sweet. They don't have to do it, and here they are.
Yeah, correct, absolutely.
Being really nice guys. So thank you.
One more thing. Last Nerds on Earth. I'm looking forward to doing another podcast with them next week. A continuation of one of their adventure that I'm one of the players in.
Actually, now that you've brought that up, we actually do need to say something about Last Nerds on Earth.
Yeah.
Last Nerds on Earth actually had to cancel their podcast today. Because there is, if you guys don't know, there is some really serious fires going on in California at the moment. Very reminiscent of what we dealt with in Australia end of last year, early this year. So, thoughts go out to everyone who's being affected by that. And if anyone on the stream has the ability to be able to support anyone that is going through something like this. Last Nerds on Earth were actually affected by this. They had one of their party members actually have to evacuate their home. So definitely send some love to Last Nerds on Earth on Twitter.
Yeah.
And anyone else that's being affected by what's going on in California at the moment.
Yeah, we kind of know what that feels like, don't we? Weirdly enough, it's so weird, but yeah, it's odd. And we hope everyone over there is safe. That's the main thing. But thank you for shouting that out. I appreciate it. All right, well, we're gonna head off. But thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you all next week, and have a good evening.
Thank you so much, guys.